It's the Orioles on Masson, and it is a Sunday at the Yard here at Camden Yards. Full house expected as the Red Sox and the Orioles wrap up this three-game set, and this is the rubber match. And yes, the Little League youngsters are everywhere today. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome to the Orioles. It was John Russell saying yesterday, as the acting manager for a while at least, don't panic. We're fine. It's early. We'll get there. And then the Orioles come away with a big win in the 10th inning last night. It was a good one. Well, we thought we'd compare last year to this year and show you just how similar in some ways it is. Last year, the Orioles also opened up with 19 games against the East, sort of the same schedule. They're only a game behind where they were last year in the record. The big difference is the starter ERA. That's a big number. That's a run up. The bullpen, the runs per game are up, and look at the home runs, 26-10 this year. So, Jim Palmer, it's about pitching, as it always is.
About Bud Norris.
It's about Bud Norris.
ERA, I can't imagine it's going to get any higher. It's almost 18 runs a game, so he needs to pitch well. No problem with the hitting, defense. And then I think probably the best thing about not only Bud Norris, all of them, stop walking people. Just be aggressive with your stuff. He feels great.
All right. We got some Sunday baseball for you. When we come back, we'll show you all the Little League kids and the big boys who are going to play. Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com and by Coons.com. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Beautiful sunny day, some high clouds moving in, but they are the friendly variety. Temperature 63 degrees, and the Little League kids had their parade around the field. We'll show you a little of it later on. For the Red Sox today, Betts, Pedroia, Sandoval, Ramirez, Napoli, Holt, Craig Bogarts, and Leon will be doing the catching. Ortiz not in there today. Alan Craig, why he's in those numbers against Norris.
And Bud Norris trying to get back on track. A lot of fastballs, breaking balls, change-ups. Did not have a good spring. Has not had a good start. I mean, when you historically you look at what he does early on, usually that is not a good month of April for him. But everybody's saying what's wrong. He said he feels fine, but the quality of the pitch is not where they were last year. And then the other thing is this will be his fourth start. He pitched well against the Yankees, and then the other two starts he gave up 17 runs in 5 1/3 innings against Toronto. That's the same team, a little different team this year, that he was 4-0 against. So it's a matter of getting ahead, making your pitches. You're going to get some run support. Very, very unlikely the Orioles are not going to score runs because they're off to a great offensive start.
This will be his 6th career start against the Red Sox. 1-2 record, 3.41 ERA. That's a good one. He's always pitched pretty well here at this ballpark. 0-1 right now, but last season he was 8-2 here at Camden Yards and had a 2.4 ERA here in his home yard. Sunday, we're ready to go. Warmed up considerably from a cool night last night. It'll be a high sky. Pitch will be taken for a strike, and we are underway. Mookie Betts continues in that leadoff spot. The numbers 2 for 7 here in the series, hitting just .203 on the year, facing Norris for the first time. And the pitch will be outside, 1-1. Orioles and Red Sox are tied on the year as far as the season series is concerned at 3 apiece. It's been all about the pitching in this series. The Orioles have done a number offensively against them, but have given up some unearned runs and a couple of high ERAs, and that's why it's 3-3.
Yeah, Miguel Gonzalez pitched, gave up 4 runs, but that was over a period in the 4th inning of 4 batters. Right in the heart of the lineup. He got in through 6, and then Chen was magnificent. Only the 2-run home run by Napoli.
That one is going to miss. And he'll start it out here with a 2-ball 2-strike count on Betts.
So let's see how he does when you get ahead. You get ahead 1-2. It's now 2-2, and a lot of times you figure when you're struggling, and again the high ERA has yet to win, you figure you have to be perfect. You don't, but you have to throw a strike.
2-2 delivery, and that one will be up high.
So now you know that what Mookie Betts does for this ball club. He's a real good fastball hitter. He's a young hitter. He's only 22. We saw it against Gonzalez on Friday night. 3-1 fastball hit into center field.
3-2 down to third base. On the backhand is Manny Machado. Writes himself, strong throw, and Betts is retired on the 3-2 pitch. And our who's hot and who's not chart as Dustin Pedroia comes up. He is not on the right. Last 3 games, only 1 for 12. Sat out a game recently, just trying to rest a little bit. Manny is hot. Last 5 with a .444, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Celebrate the season with the American Standard All-Star event. Visit midatlantic.com for amazing rebate and refinancing opportunities.
Yeah, you figure that Dustin's going to figure it out. I mean, he's a .299 lifetime hitter. What he's been able to do, because he was the second hitter in that 4-run inning on Friday night, and the last night, I mean, defensive plays all over the place. Really played second base well for the Red Sox.
He's got a 2 for 9 lifetime against Norris. He will take that pitch, and that one is going to miss. Count goes even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Norris obviously wants to get off to a real good start. He knows everybody's looking. Spotlight is on him in this ball game. The Orioles need him to come around in the rotation. And a couple more starts. If they're not good, who knows? Ball is put up in the air over towards the seats as he turned on it, and it's foul. So the 30-year-old, he is 53 and 59 lifetime in his career. As we said, here in Baltimore, 10-4 record with a 4.2 ERA in all the games that he's pitched here. So if you're going to get things turned around, this is a ballpark he probably should do it in. 1-2 delivery, wanted it outside, got it there, and it'll even at a 2-2.
Well, that's the amazing thing, to go 8-2 with an ERA around 2.5 runs a game, which is what he did last year. It's just it's one of those career years. The 173 runners in scoring position. He's 253 for his career, so he's almost 80 points lower.
2-2 delivery, that'll be put up in the air. Wind blowing a little bit towards left, not affecting this one, and Adam Jones will put it away.
Let's take a look at the Oriole defense. One of those high skies, so you need to help each other out. Pierce, Jones, and Young, that is the outfield. And then Machado, Cabrera, and Navarro, 2 days removed from coming up from AAA. Chris Davis was a couple of sacrifices last night, and then Ryan Lavarnway, who comes out of the Red Sox organization, behind the plate for the Orioles.
That'll bring up Pablo Sandoval from the side where all of the hits have come. 362 against right-handers. That's 8th in the American League off righties. He is a switch hitter. As we've mentioned in this series, the other side of the plate for Pablo Sandoval has produced virtually nothing.
Yeah, I figure he might really have great numbers to move up. Ortiz out of the lineup, but he's only 2 for 10 off of Norris. And right there, I mean, that ball's over the plate. But if you miss your spot, LaVarnway had to reach back. It should have been called a strike, but it wasn't by Toby Vasner. You just don't encourage the umpire to call the pitches you'd like to get called. So see where the glove is, see where the pitches go.
2-0 pitch, and that will miss, and the count will go to 3-0 and a freeze by LaVarnway.
Yeah, this one it must have been called for high, and it is. The other one was a strike, so you get Ramirez waiting on deck. I would imagine he's
3-0 and he draws the walk. So Sandoval on this ball club that draws so many walks will be on with 2 down to keep the inning alive, and it will give Ramirez, who does have the hot bat against Norris, a chance at the plate here in the first inning. He is 6 for 12 lifetime with a home run off Bud Norris. He's the DH in the ball game today. 6 home runs place him at 3rd in the American League right now in homers. And see what Norris can do with him. The infield will shift over, playing him to pull. He's had a great series, going 4 for 8 with a homer in this series. 2 down. Ramirez will take it. LaVarnway blocks it and holds the runner at first base. LaVarnway getting a chance. Caleb Joseph out, getting a break for LaVarnway. This is the 5th game he has appeared in. He's only had 13 at bats on the year. Caleb Joseph, as hot as he's been at the plate, and no question about the ability to get it done behind it. LaVarnway's kind of been limited to that 1 game a week. That ball, a shattered bat, will go into the shift. Play will be made at first base by Navarro to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. The Orioles line up when we come back. If it's like the first 2, he'll be treated to a good one. Take a look at the starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Cabrera, Machado, and Jones. Young, Davis, and Steve Pearce gets a start. Brady's, LaVarnway, and Navarro. For Cabrera against Miley. That's why he's in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, get him up there as much as you can. Wade Miley comes on, and you can see a lot of breaking balls, change up, just 90 to 93. He's got a nice slider, curveball, change up to go with it. Comes out of the National League. The Orioles faced him a couple of years ago. And what you like, and I think one of the reasons, he pitches very well on the road. In fact, much better than he did in Arizona. So he was 5-5 last year, 8-12 on the season, but 5-5 with a 3.17 when he got out of Arizona.
Cabrera leading it off, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Switch hitter for the Orioles. He's had the 1 for 6 in this series, but we showed you that big batting average, 476 with a home run lifetime off the left-hander. He'll be fouled away. As you can already see, if you've not seen Miley pitch before, he is very quick. Gets the ball back and throws it, sometimes almost a quick pitch.
Yeah, he's very much like Mark Burley. Throws a little bit harder. Of course, Burley won his 200th and 201 game against the Orioles, and he can cut it in. That's what he does. But again, the Orioles now have seen 3 different pitchers. They saw Porcello. He came over from the Tigers. They saw Masterson coming over from the Indians. And
down to third base. That'll be handled on the hop by Sandoval and records the out.
Yeah, the Red Sox defense and a little bit different. You got Brock Holt, really hot bat in left. Betts, Craig, that's the outfield. Sandoval, Bogarts, who hit a home run last night. Pedroia all over the place. And then Mike Napoli with a 2-run shot. His first of the year. Sandy Leon. Leon comes on to catch. They got him out of the Nationals organization when Christian Vasquez, their regular catcher, went down with Tommy John.
Red Sox come in tied for 5th in defense in the American League. Here is Manny Machado. Pitch will be taken away. He's following Adam Jones' initiative, and a lot of players on this ball club follow Adam Jones. Take a look at the Sox.
That's a good thing, too.
That's the recognition of the Negro Leagues. Adam has done that on Sundays always, and recently he's wearing them a lot that way. That ball is popped up shallow right field. Pedroia is going back. He's going to get called off. Craig will come on and put it away. Machado's retired, and there are 2 down. Well, take a look at what these teams have done in the first 6 games of the series. They've split the games. See the offensive numbers average-wise favoring the Orioles, but runs exactly the same. Home runs, each team's had their share. Ironically, in this series, it's been the ERA of the Red Sox that's hurt them.
Yeah, it really has. And the other thing, their inability to hit with runners in scoring position, even though last night that game would have been over a long time if the Orioles had done a little bit better getting some clutch hits.
Here is Adam Jones, 0 for 3 against Smiley. Jones will foul that one back. The Orioles this season against left-handers have won 1 and lost 2, but they have a better average against lefties, hitting .281 off left-handers, .269 off right-handers. Now, you don't see a lot of lefties, so they've only had 3 of their 26 home runs off of left-handers. 23 off righties, 3 off lefties so far. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Adam. Miley's delivery to him, and that'll be taken inside for a ball.
Yeah, you can't even hesitate because he's ready to pitch. Leon's going to put the signs down, and
it'll skim across the plate literally in a 3 ball, 1 strike count.
Yeah, you would think the Red Sox, when they were looking at his age, talking about Wade Miley. He's 28. He's pitched close to 200 innings for the last 3 years.
Jones will go to short on that one. Bogarts is up with it, makes the play, and Miley has a good start. Retires the side in order. We'll have Napoli leading it off for Boston when we come back to Camden Yards. Today's game brought to you by Miller Lite. I think most fans like that look. Everybody, people comment to me all the time, like Adam Jones. He's got those, he wears those high socks. I wish he still had the real stirrups and stuff, but I like the high sock look.
That was our stirrups, and we used to actually, take part of another sock. You can make the stirrup. before you had an elastic sock where you could pull them up. And yeah, that's kind of old school there.
It's got a nice look to it.
Now, when Frank Robinson came over, of course, he would win the MVP and the Triple Crown. His legs were rather thin, so you'd wear a sanitary sock. In other words, instead of maybe a heavy sock, a thin sock, but he'd make those legs look a little bit bigger. Not that Frank really needed that. He'd wear like
just needed his wrists.
three or four pairs. You know, his legs would look more substantial.
Here is Napoli. Napoli 2 for 12 off the Orioles starter. Pitch is going to be taken away for a ball.
Well, Tony Basner, the home plate umpire, is already established he's not calling the high pitch, and of course Miley likes that because he's a low ball sinker ball guy. So
Napoli got a home run in the ball game last night. Broke a streak of 87 at bats since his last home run.
Yeah, hit the foul pole right down the right field line.
Bud has given up a couple of home runs. Both have been to right-handers. 1-1 delivery on the way, and couldn't hold up on that one. Foul tipped into the mitt. The left-handers are hitting .357 in the just 10 innings Bud has pitched, and the right-handers .400. The 2 home runs he's surrendered have been to right-handed batters. Napoli, Holt, and Craig due up in the inning. The 1-2 delivery on the way. And it'll even it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, this is kind of an important year for Bud Norris. Number one, he wants to replicate what he was able to do last year. Career year, 15 wins, 8 losses. Lower ERA, right in the middle, a little bit over 3.5 runs a game.
And a swing and a miss. He got the location and a 93.
You know, I was just talking to him. He said healthy, feels good. Worked on his changeup in spring training. Exploding fastball here. It starts in the middle of the plate at 93 up and in. So. And I just talked about tension. You want to do well. It's a career year and an important year for him because it could be a walk year. Will be a free agent unless the Orioles re-sign him. But you don't want to try to overthrow. There's the tendency. It's very easy to do.
Rock Holt in the lineup. Holt playing in left field in this ball game. Has had a couple of hits in 4 at-bats in the series.
Well, he got the game winner on Friday night. 3-run home run off Darren O'Day.
He's a very hot hitter. Did not get the start in the ball game last night. He's 2 for 6. Lifetime off Norris.
Well, the best hitter in baseball with 2 strikes, which is the case right here. What, 11 for 21?
5-24.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you can. We've seen why, because he uses the middle of the field. I mean, he just tries to make contact, let the ball travel. Talk about all the time the difficulty with 2 strikes because of. Especially in the first inning, because you don't really know the umpire's strike zone, but you got to cover in and out. Jelly Davis, first year with the Red Sox, and remember what he said up in Oakland. He said, "It's not my swing, it's theirs. Just what works for each individual hitter."
Norris with the 0-2 delivery, and that's whacked to center field, so he'll keep that average up there when 2 strikes are there. Boy, he's really doing a number in the Orioles this year. Holt on. Tomorrow the Orioles host the White Sox for game 1 of a 3-game series. Good seats still remain, including for Tuesday's Ollie's Bargain Night presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. All upper reserve seats $10 when purchased in advance. Get your Birdland summer started right. Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRDS. Now they've named the starting rotation. Suspended for that brouhaha they had the other night. Samaja and Sale, but they're going to appeal, so they're both going to pitch. Noesi will open up against Ubaldo Jimenez tomorrow, and then it will be Tillman against Samaja and Gonzalez against Sale. So that's the rotation, and the hearings will be held somewhere down the road on those suspensions issued to both Samaja, Sale, and the others involved in the Kansas City fight. 1 down, runner on at first base. Here is Craig, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Craig's had a 1 for 5 in this series. Good numbers though against Norris. 8 for 20 with a couple of home runs and 7 RBIs off the Orioles right-hander.
Well, you have good speed. Holt was 12 out of 14 stealing bases for the Red Sox last year.
In the air to center. Jones. And Adam will put that one away. Holt will go back to first base. Take a look at our Jeep Inside the Numbers regarding the Orioles starter.
Well, the Red Sox, and that's one of the numbers that kind of comes out at only 216. They're pitching extremely well against the Red Sox. And I mean, there was a good slider. I mean, that's what I mean, he could throw the ball down in the strike zone about as well as anybody, and it pretty much started the last 3 months of last year. And so far, not today, but over the first 3 games, that was a little bit of a struggle.
Throw over with Bogaerts at the plate. Holt on at first with the single first hit of the ball game.
I always thought, Gary, when you pitch the 3rd game of a series against a good hitting ball club like the Red Sox, it gives you an advantage because you get to see how they hit in the first 2. I mean, if you were paying attention, you saw that when Brad Brock came in last night, first pitch he threw, high fastball, Bogaerts gave the Red Sox the lead. So you know and if you've done your homework, you know he's a good high ball hitter. When he's hitting well, you mentioned that he had been struggling, so he got the first game off. You know, he's pretty selective.
Runner fakes a go, ground ball to the hole. Manny Machado got it, gets up, makes the throw, and got him. Machado with a fine play, and Bogaerts is robbed of a base hit. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Manny Machado with the big D play early. Bernie has won $500 for being selected. She'll win $500 for every Orioles home run hit today. Play baseball bucks scratch-offs, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. Orioles coming in leading the majors with the 26 home runs that they have put up so far this season. No score in this one. Bottom half of the 2nd inning. Delman Young batting in the cleanup spot. A couple of hits, 4 at-bats in the series. He's had a good start here with a real fine average early on in the year, facing this left-hander for the first time.
Well, the more you see of Delman Young, I think the more you appreciate it. I mean, runs balls out, he can flat out hit, he can throw from the outfield. Really working on his defense over the 6-week period of spring training. And because of the departure of Nick Markakis, probably going to see a lot more time in the field this year.
Hit .282 off lefties last year. Which will be on the inside corner for a strike from Miley. For Miley so far this season, again only 13 innings pitched. Lefties hitting .333. Right-handers .211. Ball is put up in the air to right center field. Betts saw it off the bat. Oh, and drops it. In the sun, he could not maintain control of it, and down to second base will go Delman Young, and it'll be an error probably charged to Betts.
Yeah, obviously it's a routine play. If you don't see it, then it becomes a ball that's just not catchable. I mean, he's trying to see it. I got it, and well, in the last moment couldn't center it in the glove. Delman wasn't running, but right here he realized I better get going. That's a good thing.
You just never know.
You don't.
All right, an RBI opportunity. Chris Davis kind of overshadowed in the ballgame last night, but his sac fly in the 10th inning that brought Jones home was a big play. See how close he was to catching that. 1-0 count on him, and the ball fouled off. Runner at second, nobody out. Orioles in the series have gone 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position, including a 2 for 11.
Yeah, we'll see if that changes with Miley. They're 4 for 9. But he has never lost a game in the month of April on the road. That's how good he's been away from where he was in Arizona.
1-1 pitch taken away. Chris has done a good job, 5 for 17 this year with runners in scoring position so far, which is a good number, and that's why he's got the RBIs up on the board at 10. And that one, trying to get him to go after a pitch away, which really is pitching against the defense. 3-1. Chris Davis getting the start against the left-hander last year. A $188 off lefties, 199 off righties. Chris will get one he can drive. Betts will get another chance. Runner tags, ball put away. Young will head to third. So a productive out. It gets the runner moved up. 1 down. When the Orioles win, everyone wins. When the Orioles score 5 or more runs, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com by entering promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, valid at participating Baltimore area Papa John. Steve Pearce back in the lineup, a 1 for 1 in the series as Pearce come off the bench in the ball game. There you see the infield drawn in with Delman Young on at third. So again, Farrell, as he did last night, trying to cut a run off, won't work. Ball put where it needed to be. Holt's got it, tagged by Young. Throw will come in, and the Orioles are on the board. Another sac fly and a 1-0 lead.
Well, 2 of them last night, as you mentioned. Chris Davis get them in, and Steve Pearce, real good start in the first series, then struggling. Really has been doing some extra work with Scott Colbar. So he gets a pitch he likes. The error by Betts. That really sets up the Orioles' first run, but they will take it.
5th RBI for Steve, and for the Orioles, that is their 9th sacrifice fly of the season. It's another area where they have increased fairly dramatically from where they were last year at this point in sac flies. Paredes, the switch hitter, just mowing them down, and the pitch will hit the dirt, bounce around. He has just been unbelievable at the plate.
He really has. All fields, all kinds of pitches. I mean, fastball the other way for a home run up in Toronto, hanging breaking ball home run last night.
Hitting 400, 3 home runs in 7 games. Last night you saw Jim said the 4 for 4, first 4-hit night for him. Couple of home runs, 4 RBIs in this one. That one's going to go in the gap. Holt had a little trouble lining that one up, but he finds it and puts it away. So the Orioles will pick up an unearned run. Sac fly by Pearce, 1-0. culinary adventure, from the fresh local seafood to an eclectic array of world-class cuisine. Visit SavorSarasota.com for more information on Sarasota Restaurant Week coming up June 1 through the 14th, celebrating its 10th year. 84 degrees right now on the beaches of Sarasota. What a beautiful day here. Really warm sun at the ballpark today. And all the youngsters, thousands of them, paraded around the field before the ball game today on Little League Day, and there'll be another Little League Day later on in the season. Leon will be coming up doing the catching for the Red Sox, batting ninth. Betts and then Pedroia. Leon making his first appearance here at Camden Yards, acquired from the Nationals when the Red Sox lost their starting catcher. He has now started 6 games this season for Boston, with Hannigan getting most of the work behind the plate. Switch hitter takes the ball to center. Jones. One out here in the third. Not too late to upgrade your summer. There are Orioles partial season plans available. Members enjoy exclusive ticket savings, the most flexible exchange policy, access to postseason tickets, and orange carpet benefits. 13 game plans still available. For details, Orioles.com/season or 888-848-BIRD. Betts grounded out his first time up. Chose bunt. He had Machado back at third.
Yeah, the intention of that is, even if you don't bunt, of course Manny goes right back to where he was, maybe a step in, is to draw the third baseman in. I mean, Manny made a nice play to keep the ball from going by him into the corner.
Betts has hit only 167 against the Orioles coming into this ball game in 6 games, facing Norris for the first time. He's been on, though, 12 of the last 14. He extends pitching counts. It'll go to short. Cabrera's throw is there, 2 down.
I think when you get a young hitter, and of course Mookie Betts came up last year, hit .291 for the Red Sox and could steal some bases. It looks like he's an inside half hitter, and right there, a nice little slider. He's around it a little bit, and you get a routine ground ball. So the league learning about him.
That will bring up Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia 2 down, nobody on. He flied out center field, his first time up. But Norris throwing strikes and will miss inside with that one. But looking for his first win of the year against a couple of losses. He's retired the leadoff batter in all 3 innings. In his first 3 starts, he'd retired only 58% of leadoff batters. Not a good number. That'll be a base hit down the line by Pedroia. He will make the turn. Pierce over to get it. And into second base with a stand-up double, and the second hit for Boston is Pedroia.
They're playing off the line, and he just gets the ball in the middle of the plate, and then you're not pitching to your defense. As again, Bud couldn't get it down and away enough. That's why you kind of cheat the hole and hope that your pitcher will make a quality pitch.
Pedroia gets his 4th double of the season. Now Sandoval hitting third in the lineup. He drew the walk, the only one surrendered by Norris so far, his first time up. Pedroia will get a good lead at second. There are 2 down and way up high for a ball. Take a look at our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers for the Red Sox. Oops.
Yeah, and it was 196 when they started on Friday night, so it's come up, and it will. They're just too good a hitting team. Of course, the Astros are leading the American League West, so even in spite of that number.
How about the Angels and Mariners both being in that list? John Farrell's ball club last year struggled a little bit with these runner and scoring position numbers then. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that will miss. Sandoval 2 for 14 in these situations so far this season. Norris with a 2-0 count on him. Sandoval a couple of hits, 10 at bats off Bud Norris. Pedroia extending his lead at second base, and that will be way outside, and he goes 3-0 with Ramirez waiting on deck.
We're seeing, and this is how you get yourself into trouble. You get a 1-run lead, you don't make a good pitch to Pedroia. Sandoval has never, he walked the first time, but has never hit you well. But the guy on deck, not only has he hit you well, talking about Hanley Ramirez, he hits home runs off you.
Delivery, Sandoval with a green light, fouls it back, 3-0.
Pretty aggressive.
Very. So a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Norris gets a foul ball on one Sandoval was looking to drive.
Oh, he's a bad ball hitter. We saw that especially on Friday night. Dumped the ball in the left, hanging curveball. He smacked into right field. He always has been that way. I mean, he can hit balls over his head out of the park.
Swing and a miss as he kept that one down low, 3-2.
Well, that's where Bud Norris, I mean, that was his zip code almost all last year, right low and away, down in the zone. And you saw the result. Not a particularly good swing. I think if you look and talk to most scouts, they would tell you Pedro Sandoval is a high ball hitter.
3-2. Pedroia second base. Norris's delivery. Hacked down the line. In left. Pierce the long run. And will not have a play on it. The bigger numbers over last year for Norris. Left-handers hit .255. Right-handers .226 last season. He gave up 20 home runs. 12 of those were hit by left-handers. This year, both home runs surrendered have come off right-handers, by right-handers. So the 3-2 will come again. Orioles move the infield a little bit. Cabrera short, moves over to third a little more than he had been after that last swing. 3-2 pitch. That's the other way foul.
They're trying to fool him on a little cut fastball, but if you notice, everything's up. And that's how Bud has been getting into trouble. It's not a good combination not to have your A game when you play the Blue Jays. 8 and 9 runs in the 2 starts after dominating them last year, going 4-0.
3-2. Look back to Pedroia dancing around. Sandoval will chop it foul. That's the 8th pitch of the at bat, so there'll be at least 9. And Sandoval fighting off some pretty good pitches by Bud Norris. Sandoval in the strikeout department early on here this season. He has struck out 13 times, has drawn 5 walks. 3-2. If it's close, Sandoval will swing. The delivery on the way, and he'll foul another one back.
Yeah, see, there's a good fastball. Got it in on him enough. Yeah, other than Kevin Gausman, Bud Norris, velocity-wise, and that's not what pitching is completely about, probably had the best fastball velocity of any of the starters. And then, of course, if you put Gausman in there, you're probably in second place because he doesn't have the experience that Bud has, but certainly more velocity with his fastball.
3-2's the count. Pedroia goes, and that'll be fouled away.
Again, missing his target. He just can't quite. And a lot of times when you just try a little bit harder, you know, the late Mike Flanagan used to always say sometimes you just, and it's hard to do, you have to try a little bit easier. And that's your way you get your arm in a position where you can throw the ball where you want to. And that's what he was able to do in 2014.
So a real battle engaged here with Sandoval. The Orioles have a 1-0 lead. Pedroia, potential tying run at second base. Pedroia not running, and the pitch is inside.
Right down the middle. I'll tell you, how you miss that pitch is beyond me. If you're Toby Basner. It's not high. I mean, this is the perfect pitch. It comes back, it runs back. Or maybe not.
That's inside.
Yeah,
I hate
it is.
to tell you. Either our box means something or it doesn't. Runners on at first and second base, Pedroia and Sandoval. And now the opportunity goes to Ramirez, so here's an early on big moment. Ramirez grounded out his first time up. He's had the big series with the 4 for 9 and a home run, and Ramirez proving early he may be a real pain to the Orioles, as he's been for many teams. hitting .300 this year against the Orioles. 2 homers. Way up high. Starts him out 1-0.
Well, you talked about, I mean, Ramirez, and 6 for 12, now 6 for 13, and so he's trying to go in, but hit 14 batters in 2014.
Lavarnway going through signs to the infield here,
and he knows that Hanley Ramirez loves the ball out over the plate. So you put yourself in a position when you pitch around Sandoval, or you can't get him out or make him put the ball in play. One swing is 3 runs, and that's why they got Hanley Ramirez.
1-0 count. Pitch on the way to him. Ramirez goes to right field. Young is there and makes the catch on a line drive. That'll do it here in the 3rd inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. Orioles up by 1. A friend who I greatly admired in baseball passed away, Jim Fanning, at the age of 87. 60-plus years. He was a minor league player, worked in a variety of roles, GMs, front office jobs, was a broadcaster a bit in Montreal. Just a really wonderful man. We'll miss him. Ichiro Suzuki, new mark. He passed Satahara O for the totals that you see right there in runs playing Major League Baseball both in Japan and the U.S. And for Adam Wainwright, what a blow. Likely out for the season with the Achilles problem that happened yesterday. As Fox Sports reported this morning, he will not be back this year. Adam Wainwright of the Cardinals. Pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Lavarnway up. Lavarnway, Navarro, and Cabrera.
Yeah, Adam Wainwright can really pitch. Talking to him in spring training, had his elbow. He had some problems at the end of the year in the postseason. Had the chips taken out. Very optimistic as the Cardinals have gotten off to a great start. That certainly will hurt.
And it's a big blow for them. Lavarnway trying to get out of an 0 for 12 that he is in coming into the ball game.
Well, you talked about it when you don't play a lot and really trying to work on the path of the bat to the ball.
That one will head to right field as it's going to fall in for a base hit, and that'll end the 0 for. Craig will get it back in. Lavarnway's got a leadoff single.
Yeah, Mookie Betts gets a good jump this time, but still can't get to it because it hits so softly. You can see him out there. I mean, he's funny. They play Adam Jones. They play a lot of the hitters to right center field. This time he plays Lavarnway. You have to remember, Ryan comes out of that organization. They play him the pull, and the ball drops.
So the Orioles get their first hit of the ball game, and their second base runner. They scored that run in the second without a hit. 2-base error. Moved up on a fly ball and a sac fly. Sandoval in at third. Foul back. Navarro, the second baseman. 1 for 7 in the series. Switch hitter making his major league debut here in this series. And successfully so.
Well, again, we told you about Cabrera came in hitting about 460. He's on deck.
That ball put up in the air. Betts is playing in. He's got to turn around and chase it. He will make the catch. LeVarnway was down to second. He'll come back. Well, this Friday, the Birds have a big 3-game weekend series coming up against the Rays. On Sunday, the first 10,000 female fans 15 and over get the Orioles Brislet, presented by PNC Bank. Good seats still available. Go to Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD for tickets, and for a schedule of upcoming promotions and giveaways, visit Orioles.com/promotions. Back to the top of the order. Cabrera grounded out his first time up. 3 hits in his last 21 at-bats, covering a 6-game span, and the 1 at-bat in this one. Average down to 220. As we said, 476 lifetime average off the left-hander.
Well, that's why I thought Navarro may push a bunt or hit something, try to shoot one into right field, just to get him into scoring position.
All 3 of these ball games have started the same way. They've been very close, tied, 1-run differential. A couple of runs for a lead in the first 5 innings for either team, and then the lead disappears. Been that way here in this set. Throw over, and that'll get LeVarnway back.
It's kind of interesting.
Miley's got a great move, one of the leading pickoff pitchers in baseball. And LeVarnway's not a base stealer.
Well, I guess he's figured just get him leaning.
And a swing and a miss as he throttled back and got it away. 1-2.
I once, my first time ever pitched in the Metrodome. Take another right here. Nice little change up. It's Cabrera out in front. But first time I ever pitched in the Metrodome, I picked off Ken Herbeck. All he did was lean. It was like a cruise. You know how long it takes a cruise ship to turn around. And and it wasn't, I just threw over there and he was leaning the wrong way, so I assume maybe Miley was thinking the same thing. Just get him leaning the other way. Always one of my recurring nightmares. You're pinch running and it's like quicksand. You're trying to get back to the bag and
can't get there.
Yeah, you can't get there.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that's down low. So Miley takes the count full 3-2. Little discussion going on at first base now to make sure, with 1 away, whether or not you're going to have the runner going. Wayne Kirby talking to LeVarnway, first base coach.
Well, Leon throws well, so you don't want to have to strike him out, throw him out.
Runner not going. That's going to be a base hit to center. Played back in by Betts, and so Cabrera's on, and the Orioles a couple of hits in the inning. First and second now with 1 out.
He just kind of owns Wiley, and it's all about usually when a guy has good numbers, does he get a good pitch to hit or not? And that one's down the middle, and he's right on it. Doesn't try to too much on it, just back up the middle.
So a 2 on and 1 away. Manny Machado flied out his first time up. Try and pick up an RBI. 5-game hit streak for Manny. He's gone 3 for 16 with runners in scoring position this year. Manny Machado last year much better off right-handers. He hit 294 off righties, only 240 off lefties. Miley comes way in by the back foot.
Well, that sets up the outside corner, but I'm not sure he wanted to come that far in. Leon right out to have a little conversation. Yeah, what I found as far as difficulty second time through the order is that now they get to see the velocity and the movement. And you've watched film, you've done all this stuff, but nothing like being in the batter's box.
Runners off first and second base. 2-0 delivery by Miley, and that'll be taken, and that's going to miss. So Machado gets himself in a great count with Adam Jones waiting on deck.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the scouts, and they said Wade Miley has good stuff, but when he goes, it goes quickly.
And he walked it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that you want to load the bases up for Adam Jones. The only good news for him is that he is a ground ball pitcher, but here comes Juan Nieves, the Red Sox pitching coach.
So Adam Jones will wait while they have the discussion at the mound here as the Orioles get a chance to do some real damage in the 3rd inning with a couple of singles and a walk and only 1 away. And Adam Jones with the opportunity to put some runs home.
Well, he's been so good, speaking about Adam Jones, because he's let the ball travel. He's used right field. He hasn't been real anxious. If he is early on, most of those have been either foul balls or swing through him. Just what I'm trying to say is he hasn't swung at pitches early in the count this year, and that's why his batting average coming in was at .412.
There are your base runners, with Lavarnway the leader at third, Cabrera, then Manny Machado. Adam is 6 for 16 with runners in scoring position, a very solid average. Adam has hit safely in the first 8 games at home to start the year at a .500 clip. And he will take the pitch down low for a ball, and Miley can't find the strike zone.
And the guy in trouble is 60 feet 6 inches away. And that's Wade Miley. Fly ball of any depth is going to score a run.
Miley's delivery to him, and that's going to be inside. 2-0. No place to put him, and not wanting to throw fat pitches. Miley in trouble here with a 2-0 count. Adams gone 1 for 4 with a double with the bases loaded. Pitch will be taken inside.
Well, you got it right. Yeah, I mean, he's not even anywhere near the strike zone.
Adam will take it. It bounces, and an RBI and a run. Lavarnway will score. Bases loaded, walk to Jones, and it is a 2-0 ball game.
Yeah, I was talking to Bruce Keeson. He was the scout that said when he goes, he can really lose it fast, and he said he's got good stuff. So, you know, again, I mean, there's a good breaking ball, but it's a ball. No possible way, not even close. I mean, still 92, 93, all of them out of the zone, and the Orioles get what they want, and they get Delman Young to the plate.
RBI picked up by Adam. Now Delman comes up. Bases remain loaded. Adam Jones now with the 17 runs batted in on the season, leading the Orioles. Delman Young taking. That's going to be a ball. This is the first appearance that Miley's made here in this ballpark. Only his second outing against the Orioles. He faced him back in August of 13 at Chase Field. Pitch is there for a strike, so Miley has no record against the Orioles.
They gave up 4 runs that afternoon. It was, you like his arm. Obviously today, I mean, look at this: 21 pitches and 7 for strikes and 14 for balls. Certainly not what he wants.
Young waiting on it.
Yeah,
Young's a .314 lifetime hitter with the bases loaded. He's got that situation in front of him right now. A couple of RBIs on the year, not a lot of at-bats for Delman. He reached on an error and scored in the second inning.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, Gary, sometimes you can not walking people in, you can be effectively wild because they have no idea where the ball is going.
1-2, and that one misses.
There's a changeup. So trying everything, curveballs and sliders and changeups and fastballs. And reality is, I don't care who you are, sometimes you lose your release point. And when you do, you have no idea where it's going.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Outfield very deep on Young all the way around. Bases loaded delivery. Ground ball fouled off outside of third.
Almost snagged by Eberth Cabrera.
Now a discussion on an important pitch coming here. Leon goes out to make sure they're on the same page.
Well, you don't want to go to 3-2, but if you're Sandy Leon, I mean, it's hard to put. What figure do you put down? I mean, he really hasn't established any of his pitches to this point. So find out what he has on his mind.
2-2 delivery on the way. Young will rip that to short. That's going to be a base hit. Cabrera will score. Machado will be held as Holt gets it in. An RBI base hit for Young, and the Orioles have a 3-0 lead.
Well, nice hitting because he picks on a curveball and just smokes it into left, but it's also good base running because Manny Machado goes back to second, didn't want to get doubled up. Here's the hook, and he just has the ability to get the barrel of the bat on the ball, but it's hit so hard. And right there you can see Machado waiting for the ball to clear the infield. And when he did, he goes to third base.
So Young gets the RBI. Here's Chris Davis, bases loaded. He'll foul it back. Delman Young now with 3 batted in on the year. Chris flied out to center field his first time up. And Navarro's in the bullpen. Anthony Vivaro will warm up. The Red Sox made another move today as they sent Barnes down, who pitched in the ballgame yesterday. And Heath Hembree was called up from the minors, a right-handed pitcher. One delivery on the way. Davis puts it in the air to center. That'll send Betts back 360. And he can't get it. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Machado scores. Jones will score. Young heading to third. Throw to the plate. Not in time. And the Orioles add a couple. Betts got back on it. Had it near the glove, but could not hold on.
Well, this is not a routine play because he hits a BB out to center field. It's over his head. We've already seen the problems Mookie had with his son. But again, Miley in the middle of the plate. This is where Chris Davis likes it. And, he doesn't really know which way to turn. And when he does, ball goes off his glove.
Chris will get a double and 2 RBIs. The infield will move in with runners at second and third and still only 1 away. The Orioles now have a 5-0 lead. Steve Pearce is at the plate in the dirt. Stopped by Leone.
Well, all I can say is Bruce Keeson gave me the best scouting report I've gotten this year. When he goes in a hurry. And that's what this inning's about. Good hitting. Yeah, and just a total lack of command.
Yep. Davis has got 12 RBIs on the season now for Chris. Swing and a miss by Pearce. And the Orioles offense coming alive here in this ball game. And there's Chris Davis.
Well, you see how hard it is to pitch when you're behind. I mean, it's 5-0. John Farrell has to bring the infield in. Either that or walk Pearce to try to put a double play situation.
That's a bloop with the infield in. That's going to be a base hit. Young will score. Stopping at third base, Davis. So the drawn-in infield backfires on a ball that could have been handled easily at regular depth. It ends up a base hit and a run.
Well, but that's what you have to do, and the scoreboard dictates it. John Farrell's going to come to the mound, and right here he just fights it off, and it's almost like Steve Pearce knows where they're playing.
Pearce has got a 2 RBI day now, 1 on a sac fly and 1 on that base hit, and with that, Miley is out of the ball game, and here in the third, the Red Sox will go to the pen.
Command. The Orioles do a nice job of hitting the ball all over the ballpark, and you can see anytime you throw 57 pitches, not what you had in mind, more balls than strikes. And then our AT&T call to the bullpen. AT&T, proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. AT&T mobilizing your world. Anthony Vivaro comes over. He was acquired from Atlanta, and actually had some pretty good numbers. Aaron Kurtz goes down there the last couple of years. Outstanding numbers, 62, 61 games. He's going to get a chance to try to keep the game right where it is.
Miley leaving, second start in a row that he didn't make it through 3 innings. He had the same problem against Washington. He gave up 7 earned runs and 2 in the 3rd innings in that start. So Miley is out of there. Barbaro is on. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Brady's up and will foul it off. The Orioles, this is the 9th Oriole to hit here in the 3rd inning. And among the many great numbers, Paredes continues to put up 5 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, and they'll try to get him out with breaking balls. He's shown him he can hit the fastball. He's shown him he can hit the hanger too. He had a high slider off of Justin Matherson for a home run last night.
Lavaro's pitch is going to be inside. Paredes backs off of that one. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Remember, the Orioles came into this 3rd inning without a hit. Lavarnway started it with a base hit. Now they have collected them all here with the 6 runs on 5 hits. Coming here in the 3rd inning, 1 unearned run the inning before. That one is going to bounce. It'll be reached for by Leon to hold the runner on at first base. Pierce. The Orioles offense really getting to the left-hander Miley here in 1 inning, and that's a substantial 6-0 lead, even if it is the 3rd inning of the ball game. Orioles coming in 3rd in average and 5th in runs, and of course leading the majors in home runs. No homers yet today. 2-1 delivery on the way. That misses.
Yeah. You can see he trusts his breaking ball. Started him off with, that's the only strike, and then missed with the fastball, and then another breaking ball.
So like Miley, struggling trying to find the strike zone.
Well, you come in and the scouting report is try to get him out with breaking balls. Can you do it?
And foul back.
Just gets that one enough out of the zone where Jimmy Paredes fouls it back.
Navarro appeared and has appeared against the Orioles in 1 game this year, and has picked up 1 walk, no strikeouts, and nothing else against him in that inning worked. Paredes, 3-ball, 2-strike count. The delivery to him, a chopper towards second base, and they'll get the force out, will not get the double play, and a run will score. So Paredes will be credited with an RBI on the fielder's choice. That'll bring Young in. They get Pierce at second.
Now you're trying not to strike out. I mean, this Pedroia could pick it. He's trying to get the ball as quickly. He comes in, he charges it, tries to get the transfer over to Bogaerts, and they still don't turn the double play. The other thing about Jimmy Paredes, for a big guy, he runs well. So that's not even close.
So the Orioles now with 2 down have a runner on at first base. This will be a return to the plate here in the inning for Lavarnway, who started this out with a base hit.
Yeah, now they play him where they should have in the first place, which is to right center field. He dumped a ball in front of Mookie Betts, and for some reason, I mean, he was all the way over on the other side of the base, and it wasn't hit hard. It just found a little hole in the defense.
7-0 ball game. Brady's contributing with his 7th RBI in this, the 8th game that he has appeared in. He's down there at first base, reaching on the fielder's choice. Everybody helping out here in the inning. 0-2. Napoli will hold the bag at first. Barrow's pitch put up down the line, and right. Craig will move over towards it and will make the catch. And that'll do it. But a big inning. 6 runs on 5 hits with only 1 left on. Orioles up 7-0. Lesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by PNC for the achiever in you. So far, a delicious Sunday here at the ballpark for the Orioles. Open our notebook to the East Winds page. And Ken Davidoff on CC Sabathia of the New York Post. He didn't clock a merely bad day for the Yankees. The big lefty took the sort of beating that sets off alarms, and he's off to the sort of start this season that evokes a Yankee Stadium crowd to boo a player. Will he be able to have himself a season, CC Sabathia? Right now it's a struggle.
Yeah, the velocity down, and he's a very, I've always admired him. Ever since he got traded to Milwaukee, he pitched every fourth day and down the stretch, and that got him the big contract with the Yankees. But knee problems. He really hasn't had arm problems, but we saw him, at 88, 89?
So body may be wearing out a little bit.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah. Really?
Really?
Wow.
Well, you don't believe that when you're a player.
Napoli.
You figure you can forever. But, the greatest time as a pitcher, Mo Grabowski used to tell me there's only so many pitches in your arm. I said, oh, come on. You'll work harder. You do all your exercises. And he said, no. Fenway Park, threw my best fastball and then watched it go up to home plate because he lost so much velocity.
Napoli will take the pitch down low. Napoli's strikeout victim is first time up. 7-5-0 for the Orioles, 0-2-1 for the Red Sox. And we go to the fourth inning of this ball game.
You know what they say. Hey, the way the ball comes off that guy's bat, or nothing like the way the ball comes out of his hand. Well, when you get old, it doesn't come off the bat and doesn't come out of the hand the way you want it to.
There's a rainmaker.
Come on,
boy,
boys.
that is really up there. Lavarnway gets under and puts it away. That's a good one. Also in our Major League Notebook, continuing on our East Winds page, take a look at this season with the rankings in the American League East. With runs scored, you have the Jays, Yankees in the American League first and second. The Red Sox fourth in the league. The Orioles tied for fifth, and the Rays are eighth. So right now, the first month has been about offense, because if you look at the right, ERA, the Yankees fourth. How they're doing that, nobody knows. The Rays are eighth. Red Sox are 10th. The Blue Jays 14th, and the Orioles 50th. So the American League East, at least through the first part of the season, is about scoring runs.
Yeah, I think most people thought that. Toronto, they get Russell Martin. They go out and get Donaldson. So they're going to be a better offensive team. Now they lose Melky Cabrera. We'll see him when he comes in with the White Sox. The Yankees are healthy. Teixeira is second in the American League in home runs behind Nelson Cruz. The Red Sox haven't really hit with runners in scoring position like they're going to. So they're going to be a much better offense this year than there was last year.
See how long American League East ball clubs can maintain those standings offensively. Pitches in there for a strike. Holt delivered a single his first time up. The only hit's a double by Pedroia, a single by Holt, coming in different innings for Boston. Norris has walked two, struck out one. 2-1 pitch on the way, and Holt chops it off the plate. It'll come back and foul.
Yeah, the first year that Bud Norris, which is the trading deadline in 2013, he pitched a whale of a game in Fenway, and the guy that did him in was Brock Holt. Hit a triple up the right field gap on a low inside fastball. So he's always been able to pick up the offerings of Bud Norris.
That ball lined into center field for a base hit.
And it would help to make some good pitches too. That's two balls right in the middle of the plate. And this is what Brock Holt does. It's hard not to play this kid if you're John Farrell. He's got a lot of high-priced options, but Brock Holt may be the most sensible guy to put in the lineup somewhere.
Play him while they're hot.
Yeah. Well, he can play all kinds of positions. We saw him at shortstop. He's certainly not going to take Pedroia's place. But
that'll bring Craig to the plate. Craig flying out to center field. First time up against Norris. One down, runner on at first. Fifth start of the year for Craig. Craig has had 3 in right, 1 in left, and 1 at first base in the starts this season. 0-1 count on him. Red Sox obviously have got to have some base runners. They'll need to continue their patience at the plate and hope, from their perspective, Norris may surrender a few free passes. Last thing he wants to do. Good pitch down and away, and an 0-2 count.
Well, they came as you talked about. He came in at what, 8 for 20, so he's now 8 for 21 with a couple of home runs. He's looking for a base hit. And Bud's looking for a ground ball, maybe turn 2. Let's go back in the dugout and bring their hitters back to the plate.
0-2 in the air to center, backing up for it. Jones gets the angle, puts it away. Craig retired, 2 down.
Well, everybody says, well, you know, why is Bud Norris struggling? This is right here. Look at the target. Look where the ball goes. That's 0-2. So he throws him a very hittable pitch. He gets a little bit lucky, and he knows about it. You know, I'm just hoping that he's going to pitch long enough today that he's going to restore his confidence and his ability to make quality pitches, something that he hasn't been able to do.
Gets 2 out here with a runner at first base. Bogart's up, grounded out his first time up. Already had 1 game completed, suspended game. Boy, they're having a great time in Chicago. The White Sox have beaten Kansas City 3-2. A suspended game from Friday after 8 innings that was resumed today. David Robertson came on, pitched the 9th, struck the side out, got the win. Avisail Garcia picked up the game-winning RBI in that game. Now they'll play a regular game. And at short, it'll be put away. Bogart's retired. Cabrera's got it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left on. The Orioles leading it 7-0. And a 7-0 lead for the Orioles. Navarro goes back to work. It'll be fouled back by Navarro. Take a look at our Express Care Express Stat. The Orioles putting it all together in the 3rd inning. Express Stat by Express Care, a LifeBridge health partner. For locations, visit whywaitintheer.com. Sounds like a TV show. That's a ground ball. It's going to be a seeing eye base hit. So Navarro against Bavaro delivers a single, and the leadoff man on again for the Orioles.
It's all about getting good pitches to hit, and some days you don't. And when you do something with them, hang him change up. It's hit hard. Napoli trying to get to it, but he just hit too sharply.
3 out of 4 innings the Orioles have had the leadoff man on base. Always a good way to kickstart your offense.
Yeah, and Bud Norris has done the opposite. All 4 innings he's been able to get the leadoff hitter on.
The Red Sox are dead last in Major League Baseball in getting the leadoff man on base. Here is Cabrera, and he'll go after the first pitch and fouls that one back. Sandoval will take a look and will not have a play. Cabrera delivered a single, scored in the 3rd inning. He is also grounded out. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Couple of hits and 8 at bats in the series. Switch hitter for the Orioles in the leadoff spot. Batting left-handed, sitting 267. Right-handed, 1 for 13 coming in, so he's added a couple hits now, 2 for 15 from the other side of the plate. Pitch is a strike taken, and the count goes to 0-2. Navarro at first base, not extending his lead. Navarro's delivery will be up high, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Navarro went to St. John's, signed with the Mariners, picked up on waivers. Tommy John surgery back in 2005. These kids that when he first started, they started, let him get his innings, and then made him into a reliever.
1-2 pitch on the way, and a ground ball down to first base. Napoli won, got a tag at second, off the mark. There'll be no tag. Hauled in by Bogaerts to keep it from going into left field. So Navarro will move down with the out at first base.
Well, actually a nice play. He's trying to not only get the out, this is going to do it right here, and then but look at where the runner is. Navarro is right in the line. There is no way that he can throw it to the shortstop Bogaerts unless he hits Navarro in the back, and that's why they pulled it kind of out of harm's way, and then Bogaerts saved him.
So now a runner in scoring position for the O's here in the 4th inning. Manny Machado's drawn a walk and flied out. He scored after drawing that walk in the 3rd. Miley charged with all 7 runs, 6 earned on 5 hits over 2 1/3 with 2 walks and no strikeouts. Now Machado try and get the RBI. Navarro with good speed and a pretty good lead at second base. 1-0 delivery to him. That'll be inside. 2-0.
It's just amazing about when you pitch sometimes. I remember a game against the Red Sox earlier. They walked Dwight Evans, walked the next 3 hitters, went 3-0, and the second baseman, Denny Doyle, and never walked another guy in 10 innings. It's just amazing how you can lose your feel. And this is one of those afternoons, Gary, also where there's not a lot of moisture. Much more pleasant the last couple of nights, but probably tough to feel the ball. Juan Nieves, of course, he didn't have a problem. 1987 pitched a no-hitter against the Orioles in Baltimore.
3-0 count. Manny Machado will take it inside. So another walk. He has 2 of them in the ball game, and the Orioles 2 on and 1 down. Oriole Park, the perfect setting for your next group outing. Gather up family, friends, co-workers, colleagues. Have a fun-filled day or night at the yard. Discounted ticket prices for groups as small as 15. Party facilities to fit up to 1,000. Oriole Park, Camden Yards. Great place for a group outing. Details at Orioles.com/groups. So Adam Jones will get another shot at it. He drew the RBI in the 3rd inning when he picked up a base hit. 0 for 1 officially in the ball game. And the pitch on the way to him. Jones will put that one up in the air, center field. Craig wants it because he's got a better throwing angle. So he's going to throw. Runner trying to get to third. It'll be cut off. So moving up on the play will be Navarro. Jones on the fly ball out. Craig came over hoping maybe he could hold that runner. Navarro at second base. Not so. Machado will stay at first. First and third, and 2 down for Young. Delman already big part of the ball game. He led off the second, reaching on an error and would score. Had a single and an RBI as part of the 3rd inning. Orioles 3 for 6 in the ball game with runners in scoring position today. Starting out 6th in the league overall in that department for this Sunday. Navarro's pitch goes all the way to the backstop. Runner will go to second, but not home. And a good idea by Navarro not to go.
Well, yeah, I mean, it takes a talent to get it right off the wall to come right back to the catcher, and that's what happened. Really good read by Ray Navarro. I'm sure Bobby Dickerson might have been third base coach for the Orioles, might have been helping. I mean, didn't catch it right off the paper, and then the slide, and would have been bang bang.
I would say pass ball. What do you think?
Yeah, well, we never know, but it should have been.
Should have been. Here's the 1-0 delivery on the way, and that one's down the line. That sets up a couple of RBIs. In to score Navarro, in to score Manny Machado. And a 3 RBI day for Young, who's been on all 3 times to the plate.
You know, it's amazing how precise his bat angle can be, the breaking balls or fastballs or whatever. He's just able to square it up with the best of them. And you hang a curveball, which is what happened right here. So let's talk about the bat angle. Right to it. And he waits and then just smacks it down into the corner to make it 9-0.
Coming with 2 down. Chris Davis also has a couple of RBIs that came on a double in the 3rd. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. For Delman Young now, he's got 5 RBIs on the season. Young with the 3 today, 1 more than he had in all his other games so far this year. That will be taken up high. The Orioles now with 9 runs on 7 hits, and Robbie Ross Jr. up in the bullpen. Shift on against Davis with 2 down. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch on the way. And Navarro really struggling with the strike zone. 2-1.
Well, he has to, at 91, be able to get the ball on the inside 1/3 of the plate to Chris Davis. Otherwise, his stuff probably doesn't play, because Chris loves it out over the plate. I mean, right there, he swings at a ball out of the zone. But yeah, the guys that have success with Chris are the hard throwers, or the guys that can really command their stuff on the inside corner of the plate.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Delman Young edging off. Machado scoring on that last hit by Young. Both times he's crossed the plate today. It's after he's drawn a walk. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be way up high. 2 walks surrendered by Miley, both scored. 1 walk surrendered by Vivaro, that has scored. And for John Farrell, it's a long Sunday. Orioles greet the White Sox for the series starting tomorrow night. Red Sox will be heading home. 3-2 delivery, runner going, ground ball into the shift. That is Sandoval, the 3rd baseman, trying to figure out how to throw from there over to first. So he just kind of lobbed it. So the Orioles pick up a couple more. Young the RBIs, 9-0. Is always true for this game. You just never know. The Orioles offense here just exploding in this one.
Well, you're right. And you know, a lot of times Bud Norris, he got over 5 runs a game last year. He pitched well. The club played well. That's you win 15, only lose 8. So he comes in with an ERA of over 17 runs a game. Hasn't pitched as well. Feels good. pitches well the first 3 innings. Meanwhile, his team is doing what you want your team to do, which is putting a bunch of runs on the board. So he's gotten every guy out leading off an inning. That's what you want to do. He's made some mistakes, but I'm just hoping, like I said, the last inning is that he's going to relax. He's going to get back to being Bud Norris, and then we'll just play the rest of the season.
Well, certainly a good performance in this one for Bud Norris will make a lot of difference for him in the confidence department. And so far, so good. Only 3 hits, no runs for the Red Sox off Norris. Norris goes to work here with that 9-0 lead on the board. And the pitch will be taken for a 1-ball 1-strike count. Sandy Leon, who's doing the catching and batting ninth, flied out his only other time to the plate in the ballgame.
Yeah, good changeup. Got him out in front and hit a nice little soft fly ball to center field. And yeah, Bud's an avid golfer, and you know, a lot of times you talk about how do you play golf well. Well, you practice, and then you have good course management. Pitching's very much like that.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Ball will be popped up. Third base is short. Manning will put it away. Get in on the baseball action with Masson. You can text the word Orioles to 29292 for team alerts and chances to win exclusive prizes all season long, including meet and greets with your favorite players. Again, that's Orioles 29292 for Orioles alerts you can't miss. Thought I always had good course control. Harvested a lot of lumber playing golf. Ball will be put up in the air towards right in that sun. Jones coming over to help.
Yeah,
I don't think Delman ever saw it.
I don't think he did.
And Adam Jones came over and is able to put it away. Betts is retired. Little help from your friends right there, Delman Young. Our PNC minor league report. Getting a lot of help from your outfield coach, aren't you? Here is Ben Rowan.
Well, Ben, you know, we saw him in years past. He's a submariner, so he comes over from the Dodgers, and of course you're always looking for people that have, you know, a deceptive windup. Throws a lot of strikes. Pitched for Texas. Orioles actually faced him when he was down there. So welcome to the organization. You just never know with injuries and maybe the inability to pitch as well as you'd like. You're always trying to get a little bit better in the minor leagues. And we've seen that with Navarro coming up because of the injuries to Scope and Flaherty.
1-0 delivery on the way. Norris after a 1-2-3 inning. He has not had a 1-2-3 inning in the ball game.
Well, that pitch right there is pretty much 2014 for Bud over the last 4 months.
Pedroia had a double, third inning, 1 for 2 in the ball game, and he'll go up the middle off the mound, another base hit.
Unbelievable.
So Pedroia gets the single, 2 for 3 in the game, and now 4 for 11 lifetime off Norris.
Yeah, if he's healthy, a wrist, thumb injury last year, both of them taken care of surgically. MVP in 2008, Gold Glove winner. I think he's has another 7 years on his contract.
It's kind of a lifetime deal.
Yeah, it really was.
Even if he's not playing, he'll be in the organization if he chooses. Sandoval, a couple of walks in the 2 at bats he's had. The only 2 surrendered by Norris in the game, even though Sandoval's only 2 for 10 off him lifetime. Pedroia on at first base with his 7th multi-hit game, hit number 4 for the Red Sox. Norris's delivery, and that'll be put in the air to center. Adam Jones. He's got it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Norris in charge. The offense giving him a big cushion. 9-0. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com. Enter promo code TRIPLEPLAY for free entry. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you. Big windup, strike delivered. Come here to Legends Park outside the center field area. Beautiful area to have a little bite to eat. You get to look at all the great 6 stars of the Orioles out there represented. Here's Robbie Ross Jr.
Yeah, comes out of the Texas organization, so in a trade, so he'll have a chance. I mean, today is to get the work in, keep it where it is, let them know you could pitch at this level and do a good job.
Ross on. Varvaro pitched an inning in 2/3, 2 runs on 2 hits. Orioles have not had a batter strike out yet today. Pitch is in there for a strike. Steve Pearce leads it off. We are in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Paredes and then Lavarnway due up, shift on against him in the infield, and a strike called on the outside corner.
Yeah, Robbie Ross to the big leagues, starter in the minor league, and then of course he comes up, he goes 6-0, 4-2, then he struggles. Next thing you know, he's a Red Sox.
That ball is drilled, but right at him. Holt is there, puts it away, and Pearce is the first out of the 5th. Now the Orioles' upcoming schedule is brought to you by Mile One Automotive, offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit them in store or online at mile1.com. White Sox coming in tomorrow night. That'll be for 3 all-night games. Same with the Tampa Bay Rays. The first 2 of the 3 there on the weekend series. 1 away. Paredes up. RBI on the fielder's choice, and he's flied out, and he's got himself another base hit.
Magic wand. I'm telling you.
So in this series now, he's had 6 hits in 13 at bats, 2 home runs, and 5 RBIs in this series.
Yeah, right-handed or left-handed, really doesn't matter. Again, it's a matter of getting good pitches. Fastball down the middle, shoots it back up the middle. The ability, when you make a mistake, as Masterson did, who pitched a well pitched game last night, hung a breaking ball from the other side of the plate, home run.
Lavarnway a base hit, and he is flied out. Paredes gets another first under his belt there. First hit off a left-hander with that single. He's got the lead at first base. Hit number 8 for the Orioles. That'll go off the glove of Pedroia. No play.
Well, if Dustin doesn't get the jersey dirty, something's going on. I mean, last night all over the place with the rain, muddy and whatever. I mean, right here you can see him up the middle. So ball hit hard, short hop, tough play, trying to get in front of it, does, but just can't snare it. And then, of course, the ball's hit firmly enough. Nice hitting approach, inside outs. Stayed on it.
Lavarnway's got a 2-hit ball game. That's his first multi-hit game. Single on that one. And it will be fouled back by Navarro. Navarro's delivered a base hit, and he has scored a run, 1 for 2.
That was the home run swing right there.
Ray Navarro taking full advantage of his opportunities with the Orioles. A 1 delivery on the way. That'll be a broken bat foul ball outside of third. He will gather some new lumber. Orioles with a chance to take the series win against Boston. For the victory here in this rubber match today, Orioles are 2-2-1 in series play so far to finish this string of games against the American League East to start the year. Oh, 2 delivery on the way. That one towards the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Brady's being waved home by Bobby Dickerson. Here's the throw by Mookie Betts. It's there, but not in time. Sliding across, dragging the hand over the plate. That'll bring Farrell out. And he'll hold up play here while he takes a look behind him at his video replay official to see whether they want to challenge this or not. Doesn't look like it. He's already walked back.
Yep.
So a base hit. Navarro gets another, and he gets an RBI. 10-0 Orioles.
Yeah, a little breaking ball, and he just slaps it up the middle. I mean, Mookie Betts gets to it quickly. You can see him, great angle right here. Good throw. Ball just kind of dies a little bit when it gets over the back. And then can you beat the outside tag to the outside corner of the plate? And he does.
So his first RBI at the major league level and his first multi-hit game. He's 2 for 3 for Ray Navarro. He's on at first. Lavarnway's down at second, still only 1 away. Cabrera's had a base hit, a run scored, 1 for 3 in the game. Ross's delivery to him, a good one, down and in, 0-2. The Orioles now have double-digited both the run and hit column, 10 runs, 10 hits. Only 2 left on base in the ball game. Red Sox are 0-4-1, and they have stranded 6. Delivery, a swing and a miss, and Ross will get his strikeout, and that's the first K for any of the 3 pitchers for Boston.
Yeah, gets ahead and then just buries look like a little slider, maybe a little changeup breaking ball, and gets him to chase out of the zone. And there's Cabrera. I mean, Lavarnway back in that 6-run 3rd innings, he gets a little looping single, and then you get an out, and Cabrera does what he did off of Wade Miley. 12th hit in 23 at bats.
Manny Machado will take the pitch away. 2 down now, runners at first and second base. 10 runs, season high for the Orioles. They had 8 in a ball game previously. The Orioles 5 for 8 with runners in scoring position in the ball game after going 2 for 11 yesterday. 1-0 pitch. Ross's delivery will be down low for a ball, and the count's 2-0 on Manny. Manny scored after drawing a walk in the 3rd, did the same thing in the 4th inning, drew another walk and scored. Still has the 5-game hit streak with the official 0 for 1 so far in the ball game. 2-0 pitch by Ross and a chopper. Be a tough play. Bogarts gets it at second base for the force out. So the Orioles had a run on 3 hits. They'll leave a couple on, and the O's have a 10-0 lead.
Well, here come the Orioles. 6th spot in the 3rd inning. Already a 1 unearned runs, make it 7-0. Gelman Young getting to play more this year. Single, double. It's a high breaking ball down into the corner to add a couple of more runs. And then Bud Norris looking for win number 1. Pitching very well. And those are your Geico game highlights. If you look at the first 3 starts, you can see what 20 runs in 10 and 3rd innings. Totally different story today. It's 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Bud Norris, first game 3 innings, second game against the Yankees 5, and then The last outing against Toronto, only 2 1/3 innings pitched. He goes into the 6th inning here of this ball game. 12 out of 21 first pitch strikes have been thrown. He will face Ramirez, and he will take a strike. Ramirez 0 for 2 in the ball game. Red Sox have had a runner on, at least one, in each of the first 5 innings. They have stranded 6, getting only 1 into scoring position. The double by Pedroia in the 3rd. 1 ball, 1 strikeout on Ramirez. Napoli and then Holt will be due up. .284 on the year for him, with the extra base hits being the home runs, 6 of them. And Norris is going to miss away on that, 2-1. American League leader in home runs, former Oriole, now with Seattle, Nelson Cruz has got 9, ahead of Teixeira's 8. Broken back ground ball. Manny Machado will cut it off. Plenty of time to get Ramirez. This past February, the Orioles served as the mission engagement chair of the American Heart Association's 15 Heart Ball. Together, the Orioles and event chair SunTrust helped raise more than $679,000 for cardiovascular disease research, education programs, and advocacy efforts. You can learn how you can help if you go to Orioles.com/AHA. Napoli up. Napoli is struck out and popped out, and that's a strike to him.
You know, one of these games, obviously at 10-0, where Bud Norris can relax a little bit. But good time to just reinforce the good habits.
In the center, Jones. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Nelson Cruz also leads the American League in RBIs. He's got 20. Teixeira behind him with 18. Trout leads in runs scored. He and Sam Flood both have crossed the plate 15 times. Adam Jones leads in hits coming into the ball game and in average. Some of the early leaders in the American League offensive departments.
How about Brock Holt? Not enough at bats.
Not enough at bats.
Hit 457.
Close, but not quite. 1-0 pitch. And the count 2-0 on Holt. There is Heath Hembree, who was just called up today from Pawtucket. We told you Barnes was sent down, who worked in the ball game yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Barnes came up and really threw the ball well. We're just trying to have fresh arms. And of course, Embree's been pitching very well down there too. 8 innings and yet to give up a run. So he'll see some action in this ball game.
3-0 count with 2 down. Holt, a couple of singles. 4 hits, 6 at bats in the series for Brock Holt. And 4 in a row out of the strike zone, and Norris will give up a walk. So again, Red Sox get somebody on base all 6 innings. They haven't been able to do anything with it, being shut out on 4 hits. Craig has flied out to center field twice. Red Sox 10-8. Come into the day tied for first place with the Yankees and Tampa Bay. Toronto's 9-9 and the Orioles 8-10 as the O's go after their 9th win today. Outside corner strike taken by Craig. 85 pitches thrown by Bud Norris as he gets the deepest he's been into a ball game this year. 0-1 delivery, runner off first, ground ball to third. Manny will look to second, force out. There to get it is Navarro. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Orioles shutting them out 10-0. and has come up with an idea I like. It was in the Players Tribune, an article he wrote. He said, we're moving the tournament to July, talking about the World Baseball Classic, when everyone is at their peak. Once every 4 years, we'll substitute the traditional All-Star Week for a World Cup of Baseball. My proposal requires only 9 days. It'll be like the Soccer World Cup. We'll select the host city, the host country for every tournament, and make things more competitive. We'll narrow down the World Baseball Classic field from 16 teams to 8 through pre-qualifying, and have a World Cup of Baseball, take a week off from baseball during the middle of the season. I think it's a great idea. I love it.
Well, it's certainly a better time.
And it won't hurt. The All-Star Game's meaningless. I don't care what Bud tried to talk about it. It's great. It's a celebration of the game, but it's meaningless. And if you can have a World Cup tournament every 4 years to take its place, I think it would be great for international baseball.
Would you get back to 154 games? Like everybody talks about?
You'd like to.
Yeah, I think
certainly would.
So
like
that may be a way to incorporate that too.
Yep.
Well, you have Bud Selig.
Tried.
He's eventually going to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame, probably sooner than later.
Yeah.
Revenue is at its zenith. I mean, just keep going up, and up. And but Rob Manfred seems to be open to a lot of new ideas.
Well, I think you have to. And Rob's effort, I think Manfred's effort is going to be about getting young people to the ballpark and into the games. Baseball cannot have the demographics it's got right now and continue to make the kind of money it's making. Just can't. People are going to die. Ball has popped up. The average fan, I think I saw the other day now for Major League Baseball, TV viewing end at the ballpark, it's like 55 years old. I mean, that's old for an average. You got to have a younger crowd.
What you say?
Well, I understand that one from our perspective. And I think Manfred's going to really concentrate on that. He's going to work on the RBI programs, the inner city baseball for kids, and try and do whatever he can that will gain the attention of the younger fan, which is not easy to do. That ball is down the line in right field, headed over towards the seats, and it will be out of play. I thought Bud did everything he could for the All-Star game, but you know the old saying. Yeah. And that's just what it is. The players are never going to treat the All-Star game again as a real game.
Yeah, I mean, the only importance is the home field advantage.
The only importance is a bonus clause in players' contracts of $50,000.
Yeah, but also the fact that it does mean something if your team is predicated, if your American League team on your DH and whatever. But that's,
I guess.
I mean, I enjoyed pitching in them, but I knew that the regular season's a lot more important.
Yeah. Pitch on the way to him, and that will be taken for a ball. Adam has had an RBI and a bases loaded walk in the third inning. 0 for 2 officially. He would like to extend the 3-game hit streak that he has going right now. He's gone 3 for 11 here in this series. He came in hitting .440 against Boston on the year with a home run and 5 RBIs. And a swing and a miss on a pitch away.
Yeah, Heath Hembree came over in the Jake Peavy trade when Peavy went over to the Giants, and he's always been a reliever. Nice little breaking ball, good fastball to go with it. And as we mentioned, has yet to give up a run at AAA Pawtucket. So he, in the search for fresh arms, and again, they were only like 3 for 26 off him down there. So here's a guy that can pitch short relief and see if he can do it at the major league level.
Ball in the air the other way. And that will be handled. Delman Young retired. Greg out there to get it. And a couple of outs. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Follow the Orioles all season with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment, at the moment. In-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, statcast, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat for your smartphone or tablet. 2 down. Hembree will work to Davis. Chris with the double, 2 RBIs. 1 for 3 in the ball game today, and 3 for 9 on the series. But he's had 5 runs batted in these 3 games. Hembree with the 0-1 pitch. It'll be up high. 26 years old, out of Spartansburg, South Carolina.
Yeah, good size. Yeah, over 6'4". Well, he's made some nice pitches down in the zone.
1-1 delivery on the way, foul back.
You see right there. I mean, Leon moves in. He gets the ball there. Fastball command. How about Bartolo Colon throwing mostly fastballs. 4-0 start with the New York Mets at age 41.
Mets, of course, continue to put up the best record in baseball with a tremendous start. They have had 14 wins for the Mets. In the American League, Kansas City and Detroit both have a dozen wins. They are 1-2 in the Central. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Davis waiting on it. That'll be in the dirt. The count will go full.
Yeah, trying to get him out, but I think that's his changeup. It's a hard one. Fastball at 93.4, changeup upper 80s. Baylor on the left, and
in the air to center, got a lot of it. Betts going back, warning track wall, and goodbye, home run. Chris Davis adds another. What a series against the Red Sox. 4 home runs on the season.
Yeah, the big fly does it as well or better than almost anybody in baseball. One of those guys, no park can hold him.
And to our Maryland lottery contestant of the game, Sherry Floor, $500 for that home run. Chris's bat is really coming alive. 5th multi-hit game of the year. 3 RBI ball game here, and the Orioles take an 11-0 lead.
Take a look. They go away because the count's 3-2. He throws it down the middle, and it's going to be out of here.
27th home run for the Orioles. 1-0 delivery, and that one down the line. That is curving, and it will be foul.
Yeah,
Holt playing way over there.
When you and we've had a chance. I mean, Chris is getting hot, getting pitches to hit, and not missing them. That's what the game's about. But the guy at the plate does not like to make outs. Steve Pearce. So just back in the lineup today. Sacrifice fly, base hit. Working hard on the swing.
And a swing and a miss. 1-2. The Orioles continue their streak, getting home runs here at home. For the Orioles, 66, they had 10 consecutive games with a homer. They're up to 9 this year. 1-2 chopper. It was outside. He just fights it off.
Yeah, the old emergency hack. Stay alive.
Chris Davis now has had 3 of his 4 home runs here at Camden Yards. He's hitting .300 at home. And a .194 average on the road for Chris. Steve Pearce, 1-ball, 2-strike count. 2 RBIs, sac fly, and a single for him in this game. That'll be outside. Leans over for a look.
Yeah, Steve Pearce said after the 2 home runs in the first 3 games down in St. Petersburg against the Rays, he said completely he couldn't do the drills. It's all messed up. This guy that hit .293 with 21 home runs last year, and he was saying it. He said, and I was saying, I don't think they're pitching you that much differently. They're certainly aware. And it's the way this game is. When a guy comes out of nowhere gets a play almost every day and has one of the kind of years that he had, everybody knows who you are. But he said it didn't matter. He said I couldn't get the bat to the ball. Diving, all kinds of mechanical things. And then when we did the soft tops, I had no idea what I needed to do. So has tried to make some adjustments.
3-ball, 2-strike count on him with 2 down. Orioles with another run in here, 11 runs and 11 hits. 3-2 pitch on the way, jammed him. Steve was actually looking for a pitch away. He strided to go for a pitch outside and instead got one coming in on him.
Yeah, you look away and react in, and that's pretty much what happened. backup slider. Scott Coolbaugh, first year as the Oriole hitting instructor.
Embry's delivery, and Embry thought he had a strike. Doesn't get the call.
And that knee-high heater didn't miss by much.
So the walk will keep this seventh, keep the inning going here in the sixth. And another chance for Paredes. Paredes with the fielder's choice RBI. Got a single, scored in the Orioles' one-run fifth, and now he gets a chance again. And a swing and a miss. Paredes, how long can he keep the numbers going at 390 plus, 7 RBIs, 3 home runs? Came in on the inside corner and will get the called strike. 0-2. Brady's hitting over 470 against the Red Sox. He's had a couple of home runs against them this season. 5 RBIs. 0-2 pitch to him. Came back towards the middle of the plate. Stopped by Leon. Runner stays at first. Red Sox not holding here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Napoli's backed up behind the runner at first base. One-two delivery to him, and he rips that one towards the gap. It's going to find it. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Pierce will be waved home. Brady's thinking about 3. Pedroia's relay throw coming to third is not in time. What else can I do? He delivers a triple, another run, and it is 12-0.
No, he comes out of the Dominican Republic. He's a big guy. Yeah, he's 6'3". They have him listed at 200. Looks like he's a lot bigger than that. And right here, he gets another ball in the middle of the plate. He just doesn't miss it. I mean, he 289 lifetime hitter in the minor leagues, so he's never had a problem hitting. And then Alan Craig trying to get a line on it, but Bob just hit too hard, gets right by him all the way to third base.
So Paredes, another RBI, 2 in the game, fouled off right by him by Lavarnway.
Yeah, that's why you take that lead in foul territory, not to get hit.
Paredes now has his 4th multi-hit game in 8 games. 7 of his 14 hits have been for extra bases.
Well, you know, I know that Chicago has talking about the White Sox have their advanced guys here, and they're going to say, hey, you got to get them out with breaking balls, and that's fine. But when Justin Masterson hung it yesterday, he hit a home run on it. So you not only have to get them out with breaking balls, they have to be well located out over the plate.
Brady's with 8
heaters, yeah.
Yep, 8 RBIs in 8 games, his first triple. Now Lavarnway, he's got a multi-hit game, 2 singles, 2 for 3, and a run scored. 1 ball, 1 strike count on him. Embry delivers to him. That's going to be away for a ball. 12 runs, 12 hits for the Orioles, no runs, 4 hits for the Red Sox. They call these games a laugher. They aren't for the people playing on either side, but you do get to take a breath. And that Bender is in there for a strike.
Yeah, well, you do. And I always thought if you're winning, I mean, you're happy that obviously you put 12 runs on the board. But if you're losing, it's a lot less painful than losing a 1-run game, because those are the games you usually had a chance to win.
He got him. Embry will pick up the strikeout. The Orioles, though, going to get a couple of runs. Chris Davis, 2 down, nobody on, 4th home run of the season. And then another one added on the Paredes triple. And the Orioles go on top 12-0.
Well, Bud, you can call me Buddy Norris. Just trying to get his first win of 2015. A pretty good fastball today. Not a lot of strikeouts, only one. But the ability to get the first Red Sox out in every inning going here into the 7th. There are the numbers. So 3 walks and then the 1 strikeout, 86 pitches. Kind of interesting that this is his 159th start. He has never ever pitched a complete game, and that won't happen today because I think they'll probably use.
Got to have quick inning. I'm just saying, if he could have a couple of quick innings here, Buck might let him try for a complete game after 158 consecutive starts, beginning his career without one. But when you got the pitch count up at 86, and the Red Sox have had somebody on every inning, he's got to have a couple of 1-2-3s where he throws single digit pitches.
Yeah, and then you look at your bullpen. Let's see, Gosman hasn't pitched since the 22nd. So maybe you want him to get an inning.
Xander Bogaerts leading it off here. He is grounded out and popped out. Bogaerts the 0 for 2. Red Sox have only 4 hits in the game. Pedroia's got 2 of them, and Holt's got the other 2.
Well, 12-0 lead will encourage you to throw strike 1. And there's a good slider, back-to-back slider.
43,802. Boy, there have been some great crowds for this 3-game weekend set. The only time the Orioles will have the Red Sox in this year on the weekend. 43,802. The topper, Norris.
Yes. Well, 3 sliders to start the 7th, and all located well. Yeah, you just hope that he gets into a rhythm. He feels like he's confident. You talked about the fact that this can be one of those games you can build your confidence with.
Would be his first win of the year. Sandy Leon coming up, switch hitting catcher over from the Nationals for cash to fill their backup catching need. Last year with the Nationals, played in just 20 games, 51 at Syracuse. Coming into the year, it played in only 34 major league games, those all with the Nationals. Norris, the 1-0 delivery to him, taken. It's there for a strike. Chicago White Sox roll into town for the ball game tomorrow. Lebaldo Jimenez, Hector Noesi will be the scheduled starters. 6:30 O's extra. Ball game at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. 3-game set against Chicago. And there is Lebaldo, ready to make the start tomorrow. Jimenez with the 1-1 mark and a 2.30 ERA. 2-1 delivery, and that's going to be up the middle for a base hit.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do when you get behind hitters with a 12-0 lead. Make sure they put the ball in play, and then Sandy Leon, to his credit, he's waiting.
And again, every inning, Red Sox have had somebody on. Top of the order, Mookie Betts 0 for 3, couple of hits, 10 at bats in the series. Now at 194 on the year, 5 hits for Boston. Red Sox will take on Toronto, going back to Fenway. Start their series tomorrow night. They've got Kelly, Buchholz, and Porcello against Sanchez, Hutchison, and R.A. Dickey in that series. So they'll stay in the American League East, while the Orioles get to see a team from another division. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Betts.
Yeah, the Yankees are the only team in the American League East so far that has played a team other than the American League East.
Good pitch. 1-2. It's the way the schedule's been the last few years, where you play in your division a lot of games early, go out of your division for a somewhat extended time frame, and then come back in the final month of the season for almost all division games. Ground ball to third is foul. I think we said the Orioles have a section there. It's July, I think, where they have only 1 game in the division. July and August, they have only a total of 7 division games in 2 months. And then get back into September, and you're right back into almost entirely division play. 1-2. Runner on first base. Gets it. And that'll be strikeout number 2.
There's your second strikeout, and just goes out of the zone. And you can do that if you're ahead. If you're behind, you probably would have taken that pitch. Most likely, it would have just said,
So Pedroia up a double single, and he is flied out.
Well, if you're a Red Sox fan, or even just a baseball fan, look at the 257. I mean, this is what Dusty Pedroia does. You'll look in about a week, and it'll probably be close to 270, and then it'll get into the 280s. I mean, lifetime 299 hitter. When he's healthy, he's going to give you everything he has every day, and he just pokes it around. He can hit home runs if you make mistakes.
Has a 1-ball, 1-strike count on him. Long, of course, with all these games, 19 that are played within the division. Pedroia has always been a very tough out for the Orioles. That one will be popped up on the right field side. Pedroia, 320 lifetime average against the Orioles with 12 home runs. And this has been a ballpark here at Camden Yards where Pedroia, as you would expect, has done pretty well. Pedroia's hit 294 here at Camden Yards with 4 home runs. Pedroia's 69th game here in this ballpark. Only Ortiz on the Red Sox has more games here. That'll be fouled off for one hopper.
Yeah, you get an idea right there. I mean, there's the bat speed that he didn't have last year when he had the wrist and ligament of that lead hand, that left thumb. But you think you make a pretty good pitch, he just tomahawks it foul. I was reading an article about the propensity of doubles at Fenway compared to when they're on the road. Pedroia, like 1 every 14 at bats on the road is up in the 20s, close to 30. The same with David Ortiz. They really take advantage of the friendly confines and the green monster. Big Poppy.
2-2 delivery on the way. A roller. That should be a base hit. Infield single picked up. Pedroia, a 3-hit ball game. No play for Norris. Down to second goes Leon. So 2 on here in the 7th inning with 2 down. Swinging bunt.
Yeah. Well, good slider, and he just. What are you trying to do with 2 strikes? You're trying to make contact, and by simply doing that, not striking out, he gets lucky. Dave Wallace, Oriole pitching coach, out to talk to Bud Norris.
Garcia up in the bullpen for the Orioles, just making sure Norris is all right.
And then we had a pinch runner for Dustin Pedroia. Daniel Nava comes in. And
final today in the American League East, Tampa Bay beat Toronto by a score of 5-1. Archer had the good ball game. No runs, 2 hits, 7 innings. As Archer goes to 3-2 on the season. Burley took the loss, his first of the year. Gave up 5 runs on 13 hits in 5 2/3 innings.
Scattered.
3-1.
He scattered 13 hits.
Right.
Well, Robin Roberts was my first roommate. He pitched a 13-hit shutout. He scattered 13, and he
That's
did.
scattering.
Well, you know how you do it.
Scattering.
What you talk about all the time. Get the first batter out of every inning, and then you can scatter some hits. That's what Bud Norris is trying to do here. Scatter these base runners. Keep the shutout alive.
1-0 count. Sandoval 2 walks, and he is flied out. In the air. That may do the shutout.
Yep.
Way back in right field, and goodbye home run under the flag court. So Sandoval, a 3-run homer. Leon and Nava will come in ahead of him, and the Red Sox are on the board. It's a 12-3 game.
And that's why Pedroia takes a good low and away slider, gets lucky by staying alive, and then what's this pitch? It's supposed to be inside. It's not. And Pedro Sandoval all over it. He's going to find hitting in the American League East, in every ballpark other than St. Petersburg, pretty friendly.
So that will be it. Sandoval's first home run with the Red Sox. Fans appreciating the effort Bud Norris has made here in the ball game today, and a comeback for Bud in this his 4th start. Norris leaves, a chance to get his first win of the year. In this ball game, and certainly helped by the offense of the Orioles.
Yeah, so you can see a lot of fastballs and a little less breaking balls, fastball command. I thought that's what separated last year from years past. So he does get into the 7th inning. Would have liked to have gotten that 21st out. Jason Garcia came in on Friday night to pitch well against the Red Sox with a couple of strikeouts in an inning. So you need to get another 7 outs and have the lead. That's what the game's about. Rule 5 draft pick last year with the Red Sox. So only 22. Turns 23 when in December. Actually make it November of this year.
His first pitch is ladled by Ramirez. That's another one way back, and goodbye home run. So back-to-back home runs by the Red Sox for the 2nd time in this series as Ramirez goes after the first pitch delivered, and he's piling them up in the home run department. That's his 7th.
Well, he can flat out hit. Just the term in baseball, he can rake.
Second home run in this series against the Orioles, and Ramirez makes it a 12-4 ball game. And he's now got 3 home runs on the season against the O's. Here's Napoli. All of this coming with 2 down. Napoli is 0 for 3 in the ball game. 4 runs, 8 hits now for the Red Sox. Garcia's delivery to him will be in the outside corner for a strike. These are the kind of games the Orioles want to get Garcia into in order to give him major league experience and work him into tighter ball games. 1-1 pitch. Chopper. Cabrera. Plenty of time to record the out against Napoli. So the Red Sox will pick up 4 here in the 7th inning. The Orioles on top. 7th inning stretch time at Camden Yards. series from the Red Sox. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you. Different day, different ball game, and a different Bud Norris.
Well, it was, and obviously, you know, he pitched very well into the 7th inning. He'll go back and say, I would have liked to have been a little bit better. You can't do much about the home run because he made a bad pitch. Made a good pitch to Pedroia. But the walk, we know how the walks have affected the Orioles. But at the end of the day, very positive. You want to win series. They lost the first night. Big walk-off home run last night by David Lowe. And you're always wondering if the Orioles get back to where they were playing last year, might that home run in the 10th inning on a rainy night after the Red Sox had taken the lead, Orioles come back, scored 2 runs. Might that be the jump start? And then all of a sudden, yeah, we're getting back to where our starting or pitchers are good.
That was a big ball game, and you don't often hear. I mean, John Russell didn't say it directly. He was acting manager to start the game, but he said this is a big ball game. This is a ball game we need to win, is the way he put it. And then Buck Showalter after the game sort of said the same thing. They don't want to say, you know, a must win, because it isn't, but it changes the complexion of your mental approach when you come back on Sunday afternoon.
And then how did you win? I mean, Chen pitched great ball. He could have got the win. Britton was a little bit unlucky. Did walk the leadoff man. He certainly takes responsibility for that, and then got a little bit unlucky. But the way they came back, and the fact that these are the Red Sox, they spent a lot of money to get better. Only won 71 games. Everybody's kind of hunting the Orioles. So you want to find out about yourself. And last night, certainly you find out about yourself. And then for the Orioles to pitch well this year, they're going to have Bud Norris kind of do what he did today. Now, he could be better. He knows that. But he'll take the win. He'll move on. And hopefully you'll get back into where you know you're going to get good starting pitching.
Stepping stone, certainly for Bud Norris. And for the Orioles, the stepping stone may well have been last night's ball game. We'll still play off it. That ball's going to be a base hit. Another one, Navarro. Navarro's got a 3-hit ball game, 3 singles, an RBI, and a run scored, and he goes all the way to second base with a double. Hustles down for the 2-bagger.
Well, really happy to be here. You talked to him the other day, and you know, as you were mentioning, 8 or 9 years to get to the big leagues, switch hitter, and play multiple infield positions. And it's all about when you get the pitches to hit, and he does, take advantage of them. Mookie Betts has had a very busy afternoon in center field today, all over the place.
Trying to chase him down. Holt has gone to second base. Pedroia's out, and Nava will play in left field where Holt had been. Defensive changes. Orioles now with 13 hits in the ball game, bottom half of the 7th inning. Cabrera at the top of the order. His base hit came in the 3rd, 1 for 4 in the ball game, and that pitch will miss down low. Embree on the mound. Heath Embree called up today, working in relief. Navarro's been on, Ross on, Miley the starter, 7 runs, 6 earned, 5 hits, just 2 1/3. Navarro worked an inning and 2/3, 2 runs, 2 hits. Ross a run on 3 hits and 1. Now Embree is trying to hold it where it is at 12-4.
Yeah, he's got a nice delivery. I mean, he's thrown some really well located fastballs, 92 to 94. But when he's got in the middle of the plate, you find out that 92 is what about the average major league fastball now? He gets hit hard. There's a good changeup. So he's got a nice little slider. Just a matter of if he's going to stay in the big leagues, of making at least continuously making good pitches, staying out of the middle of the plate. Certainly has the stuff, but does he have the command?
Orioles have had everybody contribute. Everybody's been on base in the ball game with either a hit or a walk, and everybody in the lineup has scored. 1 ball, 2 strike count, runner off second, and that will be fouled back by Cabrera. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Orioles getting 1 in the 2nd. Then the big inning was that 3rd, where they were able to pick up the 6 runs on just 5 hits. They sent 10 batters to the plate that inning, and then Evan looked back. 2 more in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and threatening to add here in the 7th inning. Orioles have stranded only 5, and that's an only because they've picked up 13 hits in the ball game and have been able to draw 4 walks.
Yeah, the other thing is that in our notes, Wade Miley hadn't lost in the month of April since 2012, and you touched on it. You try to stay away as a starting pitcher from big innings, and he couldn't do that today. Just completely lost his feel.
2-2 pitch. Cabrera provides a Sunday souvenir into the seats down the line.
And it's really frustrating. I mean, just imagine. I mean, Wade Miley wanted to go out there and just keep his team in the game. They end up getting 4 runs. You know the Red Sox are going to score some runs. It's just a matter of time. But you don't want it to be 12-0 when they do.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Navarro on at second base, waiting here. Both pitcher and batter stepping out. Two delivery on the way and fouls it off. These two teams are going to keep their combined runs scored in ball games alive. Toronto came into the day having had ball games where more combined runs were scored than any other team in the majors. The Orioles were second in the majors, and the Red Sox third. Oriole games have had over 10 runs a ball game. That's going to go up, and the Red Sox same over 10. That one not hit deep, broke the wrong way. Did Betts, wouldn't have had a chance anyway. Nava picks it up. Runner will stop at third base as Navarro had to wait and see, and Cabrera's got his second hit. Well, the Orioles get 2-1.
Yeah, a little looper. And then the ball just going to fall in there. And one of those days.
So first and third, hit number 14. And Manny Machado another chance. He has not had a hit today, but he's had 2 walks and scored both times. Slap it in.
Well, a little chin music. And a foot off the plate.
1-0 delivery on the way, and Manny will take it for a strike.
And that's a little annoying for hitters. You buzz them under the chin and then throw one knee high and away. Like Breslow, the veteran lefty. I haven't seen him in this series.
1-1 delivery on the way outside. Stop made by Leon. The Orioles had been outscored coming into this game, 86-95. With what's gone on in this ball game now, it's just a 1-run differential. They've given up 99. They've scored 98, and probably here in this inning they're going to undo that number. 2-1 delivery on the way. Manny gets a hold of it down the line, a little bit out in front, and it will be a foul ball. So the count at 2-2 on Machado. $16 runs and 22 hits combined in the ball game. 2-2 pitch the other way, maybe. Napoli over and too far into the seats. So Manny holds the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, we talked about Pedroia, how his average is going to end up going up. Same with Manny, slowly getting back to where 276 hitter coming into the season with about 1,300 at bats at the major league level.
2-2 delivery to him, reaching, and he'll go down on the strikeout.
Yeah, started on the corner and just cut off the plate. Good live fastball.
Adam Jones hasn't had a hit in the ball game. Figure when the Orioles are putting up this many runs and this many hits, Machado strikes out there, and Jones, who stands in now, certainly would be part of it. Well, they have been via the walk, as Adam got a bases loaded walk third inning and then also scored in the inning. He's officially 0 for 3 though at the plate.
Well, you like to have a balanced lineup, and that's what the Orioles have been able to do today.
Adam will get his hit right there in an RBI. That'll score the 13th run of the ball game. Navarro comes in to score. Jones has 2 RBIs, and the Orioles have a 13-4 lead.
And Adam tells the first base coach Wayne Kirby, "Honey, let me join the party." Hanging slider, and he's all over it. It speeds up the bat head. And again, beautiful swing right there. Scorches it into left for an RBI. 13th run for the Orioles.
Adam Jones has now had at least 1 hit in all 9 home games the Orioles have played this year. First and second, 1 out. Young. Delman will take it outside. Delman's had a 3 RBI day, 2 singles. He's reached on an error, and he is flied out. So an active day batting cleanup in the lineup for the Orioles. Cabrera, Jones, the base runners. And Young, that's going to be in the gap. Nobody's going to catch that one. That'll go all the way to the wall. Cabrera will score. Jones will score. Delman Young has got a double and a 5 RBI day.
Crunch time. Wow. Former #1 draft choice with the Rays. And he just smokes it up the gap in left center field. That's playing a couple of steps into right center, so a long way for him to go.
And that will chase Embry out of the ball game. And another pitching change. This will be the 4th out of the bullpen for the Red Sox.
Inning, actually a blown save on Friday. Red Sox would come back on the home run by Holt and win it. So he started the season with a 7 scoreless appearance over 11 years. So he's been around for numbers of years. Last year some arm problems. So he will come in to just get work here, prepare down the road, as the Orioles have an 11-run lead here in the 7th inning. 16
hits for the Orioles, a season high. You take a look at Delman Young. There's not a career high 5 RBIs. He's had as many as 6. His last 5 RBI game came in 09 against Kansas City when he was a Twin. He now has 3 5 RBI games in his career. Shift will be on. Delman Young on at second base. Chris Davis looking to extend his output. He's had 3 RBIs, home run double. Rips it foul outside of first. Turning on Breslow's first delivery.
And then there he is, testing the agility, the footwork of Wayne Kirby.
He's hearing it from the dugout as expected. But why didn't you catch that? 0-1 count on Davis.
Why don't you move back a few feet? Really?
Chris will take the breaking ball outside from the left-hander Breslow. None of the Red Sox pitchers have gone unscathed in this game. 16 hits they've allowed. That's a high for Boston this year. And everybody's been a part of it.
Yeah, what about 122 or 3 appearances for Craig Breslow over the last couple of years for the Red Sox, integral part of their World Championship season in 2013.
Davis right where they weren't. Delman Young will be held up. Betts will get it back in. So Davis is on with a base hit. He's got a 3-hit game. Double, single, home run.
Yeah, well, again, the angle of the bat, how it comes through the zone, allows you to center the ball. And boy, you got to like this swing. Lefty waits for the ball a little bit longer and then just hits it right to the shortstop. But the shortstop's playing on the other side of the base. That'll change the shift. Won't change it. It'll just allow him to get more hits.
Still only one away. That's 17 hits in the ball game for the Orioles. Pierce has got one of them. He's got 2 RBIs. He scored on a walk that he picked up in the 6th inning. 15 runs, 17 hits for the Orioles. Miley, the starter, gave up 5 hits. Bavaro gave up 2. Ross Jr. gave up 3. Embre gave up 6. And now Breslow's given up 1. Young's on at third base. Davis on at first. 0-1 delivered to Pierce. Will miss down low for a ball. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike delivery to him, and that's going to be out there towards the gap. That's going to fall in. Young will score. Davis goes to second. Nava will get it back in. Pierce has his 3rd RBI of the ball game, and it is just an offensive explosion. 16-4.
They're getting a lot of good pitches to hit, not missing them. I know I've said that many times, but that's really what good hitting's about. He didn't quite get it in. Didn't hit it real well. A lot of balls well situated today for the Orioles, and the Red Sox outfield all over the place today because of that.
Still only 1 down. Runners on at first and second. First 3 RBI game this season for Pierce. Paredes, RBI on a fielder's choice, another one on a triple, has scored on a single. And has flied out. 0-1 count. Jimmy Paredes with 2 on. He will roll that one foul. So the book closes on Embre, the reliever, an inning and a third, gave up 6 runs, 6 hits with a walk and 2 strikeouts. 0-2 count. Fouled away. Last time the Orioles had a 16-run game, you've got to go back to August of 2009 against the Angels. That was their last 16-run ball game.
Well, it's going to be a division with the ballparks, and you're going to see a lot of. I mean, Toronto's certainly capable. The Red Sox are capable. The Orioles are capable. The Yankees. I mean, the Yankees coming into this game were only 1 home run behind the Orioles. The Orioles leading.
And ahead of them in runs.
Yeah. So
0-2 delivery on the way. Down the line, a base hit. It'll be chased down into the corner. 1 run is scored. Davis. It's a double and an RBI. Paredes now. He's got a 3 RBI ball game. And it's hard to keep count. 17-4.
Well, Craig Breslow, he goes up and away. He's trying to go in. Look how far he missed his pitch. By what? About 2.5 feet. And then Paredes, the play's in front of him, and he's got a pretty good sense of base running because he knows who's playing right field. The play's in front of him. He just keeps going to second base. It's very hard for a right-handed throwing outfielder to go to the line and then turn and throw to second base.
Here's Lavarnway again. The Orioles batting around. This is the second inning they've done so. They did it in the third. They sent 10 to the plate. This is the ninth batter. Up this inning, it's Lavarnway, who's had 2 singles, a run scored. He is 2 for 4 in the ball game, and a base hit here could score 2 more. Brady's out there at second. Pierce over at third, and a timeout asked for at the plate. It's 5 runs in here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Lavarnway, he didn't touch it. Run's going to score easily. Pierce comes in. Orioles scoring every which way but loose in this ball game.
And when they finally, I mean, this was a quality changeup. I mean, he turns it over, and then Sandy Leon can't flag it down. Should be a pass ball, and he just misses it. I mean, it's been a long afternoon in his defense. Orioles everywhere. Well, there is your 18th run.
18-4. Now a runner at third base is still only 1 away here, and that's going to be down low. Lavarnway works the count to 1-2. Well, the last time the Orioles had 18 runs was back in 2006 against Cleveland on April 19. 1-2 delivery on the way. 2 ball 2 strike count.
I mean, it's such an amazing total of runs, and go back a couple of years ago, the Orioles played 9 games down in Tampa Bay, and they scored 16 runs in those 9 games. Kind of give you an idea how well they pitched and how many runs 18 is in 1 game.
2-2 delivery, off speed pitch swung on, and that will be a strikeout for Breslow.
Excellent executed changeup down and away.
So again, the Orioles will have a 10-man to the plate inning, at least 10. Ray Navarro coming up. Navarro kicked all this off here in the 7th inning with a double and scored. He's got a runner at third base, 2 down, and Breslow again pulling the string on him. Foul back into the screen. Most runs the Orioles have scored since 2000 was 23. It was against Toronto. That was back in 2000. Is that when that was? 2000. 0-2 count, 2 away. Popped him up. And back to the screen, and no play.
Were you here in the doubleheader when the Rangers were 6-3 going into the 7th, and they scored another 27 runs to win 33-3? And then later on, the Orioles had an 8-7 lead. They came back and won the second game 9-8. The Orioles. This was like August 22nd. And the Orioles went from 6th to 11th in pitching in August.
There's a fly ball to left field that actually may be caught. Nava's out there to put it away. Navarro's retired. For the Orioles, another big 6-run inning, and they lead at 18-4. Miller time, brought to you by Miller.
I'll go back to the third inning. I know it's hard to believe, but 18-4 game. But right here, a walk and then a double, and then all of a sudden the last out. It's only 1-0 at this time. Ramirez hits a BB, but right at Delman Young. The Orioles come back with a 6-run inning, and here we are at the top of the 8th inning with a 14-run lead.
6 runs on 7 hits in the 7th inning. 6 runs on 5 hits in the 3rd for the Orioles. And the pitch from Garcia will be taken inside. Brock Holt at the plate. Holt has picked up a couple of singles and a walk, so pretty decent day at the plate for the red-hot hitter. And Garcia's pitch will miss down low. David Lowe will play in center field. Adam Jones out. Two-0 delivery here in the 8th inning, and that'll miss down low. It hasn't been so long since Boston saw this kind of a ball game. In August of 2012, they gave up 20 runs to Oakland. That's a strike and a 3-1 count. Garcia's job here, throw strikes. Three-one pitch, and he'll walk it.
Yeah, he's going left, and the ball's going to go right. And in the minor leagues, control was always a problem. Close to. You have to remember he's coming out of A-ball, so he was a little bit under 300 innings with 149 walks. Power arm, and still working on the mechanical part of throwing strikes. And then you've got to make good pitches.
Pitch on the way will be in there for a strike. Alan Craig at the plate. Craig has gone 0 for 3 in the ball game. Holt on at first base. 2 walks, 2 singles. Orioles not been able to get him out of there. 0-1 pitch, and that'll be in there for a strike. White Sox coming in tomorrow night. In the completed game earlier in the 9th inning, 3-2, coming away with a victory, and now they're having to play their regularly scheduled game. Both the White Sox and the Cubs were rained out yesterday in Chicago. That's the third. That's one. And Manny Machado will hang on to it. Craig the line drive out. Getting back to first base. Holt. He didn't have time to get very far off the bag. Ball hit so hard.
And down by 14, you're not going pretty much one base at a time.
Kansas City leading the White Sox 3-0, 5th inning of the regularly scheduled game on this Sunday. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 3. Runner at first, 1 away. And the pitch there for a strike. Garcia's can't get it out of the glove. Almost threw it away at first, but does record an out.
Yeah, once that happens, you're in trouble, and good enough sense to try to get your balance. And you have to remember the mound does slope, so when you catch it, your feet are not always equally balanced. So he thought about getting the lead runner, and when he couldn't do it, he did the sensible thing, which is get 1 out.
So Holt goes down to second base, 2 down. Leon coming up. Leon a base hit, a run scored that came in the 7th inning. Sandoval delivered the home run. His first of the year, first as a Red Sox, good for 3 in the 7th. And Ramirez followed it up. The next batter with a home run, his 7th. Those are the 4 runs on the board for Boston. That'll go towards first. Garcia getting over to cover. Davis will flip to him and record the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. Orioles 18-4. on the White Sox first at 3. Apollo Jimenez against Hector Noesi to start it out. Our coverage on MASN 2, 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Southwest, followed by our game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN. Yes, folks, it's 18-4. Just looked at a number. I mean, the runner in scoring position number for the Orioles today is 11 for 20. 20 at-bats with a runner in scoring position.
And what were they, 2 for 11 last night?
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
That's a big.
Well, that's what, 31 opportunities in 2 games.
That's a comeuppance right there. Boston's 1 for 3.
Yeah, Edward Mujica comes in. He was the pitcher of record on Wednesday night. Second year of the Red Sox, coming over from the St. Louis Cardinals, where he was their closer. 37 saves 2 years ago. Yeah, good split-fingered fastball. Fastball in the low 90s.
Cabrera will lead it off. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Couple of hits, 2 runs scored, 2 for 5 in the ball game.
Yeah, that was your dancing split-fingered fastball, and there's another one.
So if I'm reading this right, since 1914 against the Red Sox, this is the most runs that the Oriole franchise has scored against them. It equals the mark scored against Boston. Foul back, and that was back in September 15 of 1920, when the Orioles franchise scored 18 runs on 22 hits against Boston. So this is only the second time we've ever scored 18 runs.
I think I pitched a game because I used to get
18,
all the
20?
runs. No, I in Fenway against Bob Sadowski we scored 17.
17 against Boston.
17-3.
Yep, that could well be. Yeah. I only have the high.
Yeah, so
which is 18. Charlie Wellman was the winning pitcher in that game. Charlie Wellman, remember him? Yeah. 1920.
Good overhand hook, and he had the spitball.
Of course, they got to go back a ways for that one. Wow. 1-2 delivery on the way, and a swing and a foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Cabrera.
And their fastball this time, and she's already established the. It's a long day for Sandy Leone, and
One and 2 the count. It's the reason Little League has the mercy rule to avoid those kinds of hurts. Play more than half the game and you get a 10-run differential. Go eat.
Well, yeah. Usually what, $1 hot dogs at Little League games?
1 ball, 2 strike
Little League
count.
World Series, they're still selling hot dogs for $1.
Exactly. That'll bounce off the plate. Count goes to 2-2. Mojica on for Breslow. Breslow gave up 2 runs, 3 hits, and 2/3 of an inning.
Of course, you have to drive to Williamsport, Pennsylvania to get that hot dog deal. Yeah,
or you can stay here and have
right here.
Votaggio hot dog.
Oh.
2-2 delivery on the way. That's going to go to left. It's an atom ball. Nava.
Yeah, I was trying to. I was talking about the aerated cheddar and the scallions that he put on top of that chili dog last night.
Yep.
That was something. Well, it was hard to define. I mean, I was Googling aerated cheddar, but that's actually the way they make the cheese. Not right. It's not like you you stop at the gas station and take the air pump and you aerate the
goat and the cow don't do that. They don't aerate for you.
It's a specialized way of doing it. It's pretty tasty.
I say yes to that. 1 down.
That was something.
Here's Manny Machado, couple of walks, 2 runs scored.
What do you think? Brian Voltaggio, maybe an honorary once a week
visit
executive chef for Masson. I mean, they do a great job here in the press room. But just once.
Can we budget that in? I think we could do that.
No. Let him throw out the first pitch. He was good. Threw a strike.
Okay. So we let him do that once a week if he agrees to come and make hot dogs.
Well, no, he could
fouled off.
He could actually take us to
took the mask off.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, and you know, I think John Farrell saw him stagger back after the last time.
Yeah.
So here's another one. This is 2 in the same inning, and you can see Toby Basner, the home plate umpire, kind of put his hand on him, and when he got hit the first time, I mean, he's looking right at him. He just fouls this hanging slider off right off the side of the mast.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Breaking ball from Mojica that's going to miss, and the count goes to 3-1. I'm sure everyone who came to the ballpark today expected to be going into the bottom of the 8th, 18-4. The Orioles having 19 hits in the game. That's why you come to the yard. You never know. And he pops that one up. And who in right will be hauled in by Craig. Machado, the only regular for the Orioles without a base hit. As part of the Orioles Military Appreciation Program, the Orioles and Orioles Reach donate a catered private suite each Sunday here at home to servicemen and women. Earlier today, Zach Britton, Chris Tillman greeted military members and their families from the Warrior events. A great opportunity for the players to get to meet some wonderful people whom we thank for their service. And each Sunday, such a group will be here at the ballpark. 2 down. Here's David Lowe. Lowe getting his first chance at the plate.
Well, these 18 runs are going to get Bud Norris his first win.
1-0 and a base hit. Lowe says, I may get only 1 at bat, but I'm going to be on the board here.
Yeah, that's all I got last night. And I won it with a game winner. First time ever that he was able to do that with a home run. It's a P back up the middle, and I don't like that. And one of those springs where he had some hamstring back problems. Hopefully that's a thing of the past, because he can help a team play good baseball. A plus defender. Throws well, gets the balls.
20 hits for the Orioles. Delman Young has been a big part of that. It'll go to short. Bogarts gets it there in time to record the out. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Orioles 3 outs to wrap up a W. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at ococean.com. It's a beautiful day down there as it is here. On this date in baseball history, on our Major League Notebook, 1905, Jack McCarthy. He became the first to throw out 3 runners trying to score in one game. The first outfielder to do that. Did it for the Cubs. And Wrigley Field in 1941 became the first ballpark to employ an organ and an organ player. And from there became many famous ballpark organ players.
Was Shea Torrance, did he do the Dodgers and the Angels, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
That's right. And I'm trying to think how many ballparks still have organs used. They do at Yankee Stadium. It's not used very much, but it's there. I think Dodger Stadium, theirs is still there. 1-1 delivery on the way, and a ground ball that'll head to third. Paredes just came on to play there, off the mark, and didn't get him. Paredes moved in to play third base here in the 9th inning. And of course the first ball went there, and he'll be charged with an error.
Well, worked hard on his defense and throw just tails. You can see Chris Davis try to catch it and tag it and not get hurt. That's the important thing with a 14-run lead. He's just trying to get out of the way of the throw. You can see him trying to avoid Chris Davis. That's Reese here in the 9th.
Didn't tag him on the way by. Daniel Nava will stand in. He's sitting in Pedroia's spot. Pedroia just came out with the big blowout ball game here. That'll be for the Orioles, their first error of the ball game. And Nava, with nobody out, will get his first at bat. Orioles with 20 hits in the ball game. That is not a record for the franchise. The franchise record is 25 hits in a game. That came in 1999 against Atlanta in the 22-run ball game. Orioles franchise history, you know, we're talking about going back to 1914. Had a number of games where they've had 20 or more hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ball games. Now 8 where they recorded 20 or more hits in a game. 1-0 count on Nava. He will take the pitch. Garcia came on in relief with Bud Norris going 6 2/3, 3 runs, 7 hits. He'll be the winning pitcher, go 1-2. Miley will take the loss. He'll be 1-2. The Red Sox starter, 7 runs, 6 earned, 5 hits over 2 1/3. Dance music.
Yeah. Well, Jason's still trying to figure out, you know, the wind up a little bit, trying to relax. And as Buck Showalter was talking about, he had the incident up in Toronto where he threw a ball behind Jose Bautista, and then of course he's done that 4 times. So it's not like he was trying to do it. It's just he's a young pitcher.
In the air, left field. A lot of hang time on this one. And hauled in by Steve Pearce.
Yeah. I just think that the Orioles are very aware. I think that, you know, Bud Norris had been struggling. He'd given up, what, 20 runs in 10 1/3 innings. That was, yeah, it's easy to do early in the year. 17.42 ERA. And they said, boys, let's get 18 runs. And that's how it happened. It was all planned.
Okay, I'll buy that.
You're not going with me. I sense you're not buying into
You're
this.
the Hall of Famer.
No. I looked at this game and I figured Bud's going to pick better. Wade Miley has yet to lose in April since 2012 with a very low ERA. Loves to pitch on the road. It's going to be a pitching duel. And that's how much I know about the game. It's 22 runs scored, 28 hits.
You knew nobody would come, right? Including us. Count goes to 2-0.
You just think of all the little leaguers we had here today. They don't care about pitching. They just want to hit.
You want offense?
Yeah, exactly.
You come to the games in the American League East. 2-0 delivery, fouled away. Sandoval getting his first home run as a Red Sox in his first series ever at Camden Yards. Came in the 7th inning. 3-run homer. He's walked a couple of times and he has flied out. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Pitch away. If you keep a scorecard, you might want to write this down only for perpetuity's sake, because you won't get a chance to do it very often. You can insert the pitcher Garcia into the number 2 spot in the Orioles lineup, because the Orioles don't have a DH anymore. Pitch will be away, and Sandoval will draw the walk. With Paredes coming on to play at third base, Manny Machado coming out, the Orioles surrender the DH because that was Paredes. So Garcia will hit second. He won't, because there's not going to be any chance for him to come to the plate. If there is, we will really have a story.
So Hanley Ramirez comes up. The first pitch that Jason Garcia threw, he just crushed it to left field for his 7th home run.
2 on and 1 down. You got another one.
Yeah.
Boy, does he hit on the buttons. Right on the screws. Way back and goodbye home run. Another 3-run homer. Sandoval's was. Ramirez, 4 RBI day, 2 home runs. That's 8 home runs on the season. And it is 18-7.
Yeah, flat slider. That's the home run he hit off of Miguel Gonzalez. Same type of pitch on Friday night for the 4th Red Sox run. And he doesn't miss this. I mean, there's a slider, pulls down on it, and where does it end up? Right in the middle of the plate.
So the Red Sox putting runs up. Dave Wallace will come out. The Orioles do have action in the bullpen. Darren O'Day.
There's a tendency, and I certainly did it when I was young, where you feel, okay, maybe he hadn't been really pitching that many innings, so here he is in the 9th inning. I'm going to try a little bit harder, so you fly open. Everything gets real flat, and really what you need to do is just get your arm up, stay over the pitching rubber, and then just get your arm out in front, and he'll learn that. You could see maybe not exactly the same strike to ball ratio you'd like.
Pitch will be taken down low. Base is empty now with 1 away here in the top of the 9th inning. Napoli at the plate. He's had an 0 for 4. Well, Ramirez certainly off to an interesting start, as the American League will have to contend with that bat in the lineup.
Well, he's very much like Manny Ramirez. That's what he gives him. Yeah.
Pitch will be a swinging strike there, and the count goes to 2-1.
I mean, when you put Ortiz and Manny, it was like having 2 of the, always talk about the real good players. They're, like the sun and all the planets are around them. Well, that's the way Ortiz and Manny had 2 of them. Now you have that same type of offense with the Red Sox. They're going to score their runs. It'll be a little different team, I think, the next time we see them. And
2-2 delivers, swung on a miss.
Yeah, this is part of it. I mean, Jason Garcia, a young man. I mean, comes out of the Bronx, and nice kid. Wants to do it at this level. It's not always easy against the best hitters in the world. And right there, comes back, makes a perfect pitch. He's learning what I learned, which is if you make bad pitches to good hitters, they hit them hard. And that's been the case. But he is getting them through the back end of this game, and it gives the bullpen a little bit of a rest.
2 down and a strike taken. Holt. The Orioles have not been able to get out today with 2 singles and 2 walks in the ball game. Garcia's delivered to him, and it will just miss.
Yeah, when the Red Sox come back, you may see Rusney Castillo, the young outfitter, had a terrific spring. He may be back up with a big club. You may see a different closer. There might be all kinds of different pieces of the puzzle for the Sox.
And the same for the Orioles.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to get some of their players back, hopefully. J.J. Hardy, a little injection in the shoulder, so he hopes to be able to speed up the recovery, get back at shortstop.
Foul back and out of play by Holt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Garcia came on in the 7th inning. Home run hit by Ramirez off him. Then the home run by Ramirez here in the 9th. Those are the 2 hits. He's surrendered. 3-2. 2 down, 9th inning, 18-7. Orioles on top, looking to take this series. 3-2 pitch on the way, and he walked him. That'll be the second walk he surrendered. The other one, Sandoval, here in this 9th inning scored. Joe Alder would just like to see him finish this ball game.
Well, I actually couldn't think he's probably, in my estimation, had one of his better fastballs. Thrown a lot of two-seamers, so a lot of late life. But as I said, mechanically maybe challenged at his age.
Craig takes a strike. Holt on at first. 5 times up, 5 times on for the Red Sox left fielder.
Yeah, I don't sense any being afraid of contact for Jason Garcia.
That's in there.
See, those are just sliders, and he doesn't quite get his arm out, and they're effective. But again, that's a hittable slider. So he's going to learn to get his arm out in front, stay behind a little bit longer, and then he'll get better break.
Garcia with the 0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be outside. The Orioles will end up 9-10. Boston will go 10-9. Orioles going to have the edge in the series, 4-3 in the year, as they take 2 out of 3 here at Camden Yards. 1-2 pitch. Two and two. Those of the 43,000 plus in attendance on their feet. 2-2 delivery. Craig will put it up in the air. Shallow right, second baseman. Called off. Young's there, puts it away. And that will do it. The Orioles come away with one of those days to remember, as 3 runs are scored, 2 earned. The home run by Ramirez accounting for him in the ninth. But the Orioles get the win. 18-7 final score.